I don't know what to do. Oh my God, I'm breaking kayfabe. Jesus, I wasn't. And there goes my guy over here, my neighbor, just shaking his head. I blew it. Go ahead. Why you peek over the fence? Yeah, I'm gonna cut my grass later. All right, I'll cut it later.
Is everything all right, neighbor? What's happening?
Listen. I just left the back door open. Pause. Wow. Pause. I left the back door open and allowed everybody to see our card for tonight. So whoever's on in the first minute of this episode, they're gonna know exactly what we're talking about today. What's up, neighbor?
Hey, neighbor. What's going on, everybody? What is happening? It is your boys. We are the Pay Window Podcast. This is the Sandbox Podcast Network. Shout out to the big bro.
Big bro. Yeah.
This is your boy, Vernon Somoza, wrestling opiner.
Says it right there.
Wrestling participant from here, from there. And man, I'm just a dude who likes to chat about the king of sports, pro wrestling.
The only true sport of men.
The only true sport of men. And again, never forget, it is a sport. And to
right.
my virtual
left? Right.
Right. Oh, I get right is right. To my virtual right.
Is your right or left hand up right now?
Technically, my left hand is up because this.
So I'm to your. I've got to be to your right because that means you're pointing to your right. Right. Touch my tip.
It is my boy, the powerful pontificator of pro wrestling, for rank champion. What's up and what's happening?
It's another day. It's Wednesday for right now, so you know what that means. We done seen another. You know what? I don't think I seen my guy today. I don't think Nana was on TV today. I just realized that his shirt's selling crazy. I think he's got the #1 shirt right now. Even MJF did a little video with him for the Nets. So, but no, man, it's another 2 weeks. I just want to get something off my chest right now.
What's up?
I think Spotify heard us the last time I was talking bad about them, and I haven't been able to upload our 43rd episode as of right now. I tried a couple weeks ago. It was like, no, upload failed. I tried it. You saw it with me about 10 times just now, and it continues to fail to upload. So, hey, maybe these episodes won't ever make it. We're at episode 44. Maybe these will never make it. We're about 90 weeks in, brother. Yeah. We're 88 weeks in. Can you believe that?
There's been a commitment, man. You know what? I tell you what, it is a labor of love because truly,
sure,
we do it because we enjoy it to chat and for the off chance that you stumble upon what we're talking about and you enjoy it, you'll follow us and hit us up and listen to us on the various platforms that we're going to stream right at the bottom of the screen.
My God,
an audio version. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Radio Public.
I'm gonna do the Tozawa. Vern, that was nasty. That was nasty. I saw what you did there. That's what makes a W tag partner. I appreciate
you, man.
That's what makes you a W tag partner.
Yeah,
I'm thinking in my head like he went. Oh, I don't got the banner up.
Catch us on any of those audio formats and listen to these conversations. We appreciate y'all. For those who have been with us randomly, listen to us and you subscribe. We appreciate you being on this ride with us. Pondering and pontificating, but Spotify,
yes. So I haven't been able to upload episode 43 in these past 2 weeks.
Okay.
So hopefully this week will be a double header. You'll get 43 and 44. If you're listening to 44 or you're watching, they're going to be able to watch it no matter what because YouTube doesn't mess me up. I was waiting for the audio to load up the YouTube 43. So shout out to YouTube. I'll get 43 up tonight.
Do we make it flagless?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I have no idea.
No say, my friend. All right.
I know. Yo no sé. I don't know, my friend. I don't know. I get a little bodega high pitch whenever I talk Spanish. You ever notice that? My friend, I don't know. It goes up.
That's why I like to egg you on because it makes me giggle.
I pop you. I give you a mini pop. Okay, hold on. Before we get into the show, we're 5 minutes in. Just had a random thought.
Sure.
And it can be related to wrestling, but it can be related to life.
Okay.
Okay, Vern, let's be honest.
Okay, true.
You know, we're old, right? We're old. Let's be honest. You got grays. I got grays.
Yeah,
My
man.
hairline's receding. Your hairline's
Oh,
receding.
yeah. Oh, my
We're
lord.
old. We're
Yes,
old.
we've gotten there. Yes.
So before I go into what I was gonna say, I feel like I'm gonna get this deal where it starts thinning here, and then all of this goes first, and I'm gonna just have this little patch right here. I saw a guy today. I was like, that's gonna be me. As soon
Oh,
as I saw him, I was
man.
like, oh, I'm
No,
going
I,
bald after that. I'm taking it away.
listen,
See, I don't mind that though. Yours is okay because you can still, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? If you
but
wanted to
look at that.
Stephen A. Smith it,
Yeah. But see,
yeah,
remember at my old barber, I used to go, my man used to take me back here, bro. I used to never have this. Can I tell you?
yeah,
I look
that's
at
too much
I look at these
forehead.
old pictures and I'm like,
Damn.
what was wrong with me?
I
Why did
remember.
no one
Remember you had. Okay, so this is perfect. This is why I brought this up. Okay,
shoot?
so I wanted to talk to you about. Do you ever just randomly reminisce about old times? Randomly, just like the other day, like not even the other day, earlier today. You're right. I know it's. Of course you do. But earlier today, I was just reminiscing about just life in general in my mid-20s, and I'm just thinking, wow, what a time! What a time to be alive about 15 years ago. You know,
Oh,
so I'm talking about with you, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm thinking, yo, remember when you used to have that big old fro? Your fro was ridiculous. I wish I could find a photo, bro, because you had the fro when you was managing for a while. Oh my
that
god, it
was
was
my
so
deal.
obnoxious. It was so
Yo,
obnoxious. I
come
gotta see if I
on.
can find a photo. Hold on, hold on.
But can you imagine though all the times that was the worst time of my life in the sense that I feel like I tried to make it look like attractive and I try to be like,
Yeah.
yeah, yo, I'm out here killing it, man. XYZ. And in reality, it was like, no, you look terrible. You're not, you look like a greasy, I don't know what with this. I was horrible. I used to try to blow it out, but it was
Oh,
so heavy, it would just
yo,
fall
yeah,
and it was just wet
it was dense.
curls.
It was your fro was
Oh
dense,
my
bro.
gosh. It looked like I had a perm, but it was just my
Your
natural
fro was like
curls.
was
And then I would just pick it
I
out.
can't.
I would just
Oh
pick it out all
man.
the time because I was like, whatever, I'll just have it picked out.
Let me tell you something. You picked a good name to Google. Your name is very Googleable. Um,
You
wow,
say that.
wow, you're very Googleable. I put Vernon Somoza. Let's see something. Hold on.
Don't do this to me live
Even
on
when I put
tape.
Vernon Somoza, look at you pop up under the NRG stuff. Ooh, look at you. And then I put
Oh, okay,
Vernon
cool.
Somoza Wrestling.
There it is.
Here you go. Let me see. Oh, maybe I want to share it without showing the entire people. You know what I mean?
So I'm like, are you live doing
Because
this right now?
because there's some faces that I kind of don't want to give any rub to. You
Okay,
feel what I'm
hey
saying?
man.
I'm
Hey.
circling it. Do you see it? You see what I'm circling down here?
No, unfortunately, no.
Let me just
But
do the pose for you. Let me
I'll
just do the
take your
pose for you. Can
okay.
I do the pose for you?
Sure. Oh God.
I think you
Okay.
know who I'm talking about,
Yeah.
right?
Enough
Okay.
said.
So yeah, you guys are still linked in Google searches still.
Oh, interesting.
But no, none of your old obnoxious stuff is
All
here.
right.
What is going on?
Let me
Is it
go to
gone?
my phone. Let me see if I can find something for you that's not
You
as
got to find a picture. You find a picture. I'm making it the thumbnail, brother. I
ah
tried to put PWF too, none of that came up. All right, but yeah, I was just wondering, you ever reminisce about the old times,
all
stuff
the
like
time.
that,
All the literally
Yeah,
I will sometimes hear a song and I
yeah.
will
Oh, and of course,
giggle. I will giggle till like my stomach is hurting of the time we freestyled in the car and
right.
I finally did one bar that popped you.
And it was heat. I
And
remember
we
that.
bugged forever. And in my mind, I was like, that is all the validation I'll ever need.
That's all
My
you'll get.
career is done. I retire from my all attempts at hip hop because Franny validated me. I'm done. That was it for me. I
so,
quit. I quit right then and there.
so listen, I'll gotta go back. One of my favorite moments going back, since we're talking about reminisce about old times. I'm gonna go back to we were both 17. We both graduated high school, and it was the day you became a black man, Vernon Somoza.
Oh,
And
jeez.
you've been running with that gimmick. You've been running with that gimmick since
No,
we were
can
17.
I tell you what's funny
What's
is
up?
that
Because I got to tell the story, but go ahead.
my sister did the DNA test.
Okay. How much African American y'all got to know?
Yo, like 35%.
Because it has to. Y'all
Yo,
came
it
from
was
that
like
country, slave traded over.
When she told me, I told her, I said, you know what? I said, that validates my experience from all those years ago. I said, they weren't wrong.
So before I go into that story, look at your pops. Your pops is black, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He's black. He's dark skinned. He just speaks Spanish. He's black. That's all it is. So it makes sense. It makes sense that in your roots, there's some African American in you. But let me tell the story, okay? Because I don't think I told it for the pod yet. So graduated, greatest time. Me, you, the homie Playboy Paulie. I'll call him by his gimmick name. I don't think Will got a gimmick name, but Willie was there too. He was we all took that picture together. I remember we all took a cap and gown photo together. So we graduated, and the move was already, yo, where's the graduation parties at? Where's all the graduation parties at? So we heard there was one in our hometown, right? I can remember to this day exactly where that house was. I don't think the house is even there anymore. I think it got torn down. I think it's a part of that rec center area now, and it got torn down. So I don't think it's there anymore. But I remember we went up into this house. It was a house party, and it was a house party full of Spanish folks. And we thought we were good because we got our guy Vernon. Vern is Spanish. He's speaking Spanish. We should be good. We should be good. You know what I'm saying? We go, my friend. We should be. We go up in there. They go, no. We don't know you guys.
Yo, we walked all you black people. We walked around. We said, what's up to people?
We dapped a couple people up.
Yo, what's good? What's up?
No. We don't know you.
The music black people got shut off. And they were like, yo.
Negro. Yo.
They definitely had that, like, we don't want to do this, but we're definitely doing this right now.
You got to go.
And I had that shock. When y'all were getting kicked out, I was like, damn, y'all kicking my boys out? And then he turned around. Yeah, he was like,
you too.
He was like, yeah, you too. And I was like, I said, wait, what? I said, bro. And I was in Spanish. I said, bro, but I'm Spanish. And they was like, yeah, no. You walked in with them. You're with them.
You're with them. Out. You were treated like one of us.
Yeah. So like, to this them, day, out. Yeah.
So technically you is black because of the DNA. So you black anyway, but you was more than 30% black on that night. That's all I'm gonna say. That night you was like 130%.
That night I was booted. Yeah.
So then we winded up. I forgot. We went off somewhere and just chilled outside.
The DMV parking lot.
We kind of made our own party.
The DMV parking lot.
We just made our own.
Come on, man. Stop it. I remember all that. I remember all that.
I don't remember where we went. See, I don't remember where we went.
We went to the first we went to the first we went to the Wendy's parking lot, but then they booted us from there. Then we went to the bowling alley, but then we was like, nah, chill. It got too hot out there because it was mad open.
It was dead. And then the cops are always around there. Yeah.
And then we ended up lastly at whatever I just said, at the
Samsondale. The DMV.
Yes, the DMV parking lot. The DMV. We left the park. Yeah, we left the bowling alley, went to the DMV parking lot. We chilled there for a minute. We were there.
I remember that, bro.
But there was other cars there and shit, so it was like,
caught it. Hey, we're just talking. Sorry. We're just talking. Yeah. It's fine. We'll get that one out of the way. I caught it early. You're good. But no, man, good times. I just had to bring it up because
no. But we're all hanging out, and that's when we all we stayed out till late.
And it was just crazy because that was the night we were all like, Vern, you black now. But you were one of us. You know how it feels to be kicked out, even by your own people.
Yes.
Like, no, you gotta go. Like,
wow, yeah, what an experience.
Isn't that crazy?
I've had that memory in a while, but yeah.
Had to bring it back on you. Man, all right, you ready to talk wrestling now? You all warmed up?
Yeah, absolutely. Right, now you brought me back, man. Wow, high school.
Well, let me bring you back. Let's do that. Let me bring you back some more. Let me bring you back about 6 months ago. So 6 months ago, Vern, we had WrestleMania 39.
What a transition.
April 1st. You see how did that?
Y'all seeing this man work?
Woo, we had WrestleMania 39. Hey, listen, 44 episodes. We better get better at this guy.
Yeah.
At this point. All right. WrestleMania 39 was April 1st and 2nd, right? Great attendance. I'm looking at it. Combined attendance, 134,000. I'm listening to the Laps fan doing Collision in Korea. Hilarious, by the way. They said they had 340,000 people there. Something ridiculous, but just randomly brought that up. So we had this show, right? And the night we watched this, Vern, I mean, it's probably on tape on one of our episodes.
Yeah, we all excited. Review. We enjoyed it.
WrestleMania weekend recap part 2. We were like, night 1 was amazing. Night 2 had some misses, but overall, this was an amazing card. We can't wait to see what happens next. Okay. So I mean, great show, top to bottom. I think night one was the better night of the two.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got the outcome I wanted in the main event with Roman Reigns retaining, but
Mm-hmm.
here we are 6 months later. And my question I'm posing to you is, does any of the things that happened at WrestleMania 6 months ago even matter in this day's WWE, in October's WWE? Does anything that happened 6 months ago even matter to you? And we can go through the card if you want.
Yeah, I already just went over it real quick as we were
Okay.
talking.
Sure.
You know what? I think that for the sake of closing a chapter, this was Vince McMahon's final WrestleMania.
Okay, this was
his
him. This was him going like,
final.
I'm done.
This was it. This was Vince bowing out to the
Okay.
world.
Okay.
And if it's his final card that he ever booked, I think it's a card Vince is proud of. I think it's a card Vince could be happy with. It showcased a lot of great matches on it.
Yeah.
It closed some stories.
Yeah.
But as we're seeing currently, this is no longer WWE. You and I are currently experiencing, my friend, and watching TKO Sports.
Ooh,
And
okay.
we're currently watching a creative that is 100% Paul Levesque. That is 0% Vince McMahon.
Zero Vince. Okay.
Because Ari Emanuel has stated and shared that he is a firm believer that you should do the job you're paid for and do the job that's given to you when you're assigned that job.
Yes.
And if his job is creative, then he is 100% in charge
creative.
of all creative of Raw and SmackDown, with Shawn Michaels still being the creative director for NXT.
Okay.
So I think we have to wait a year to see where it goes, because we're currently watching purely Triple H booking, like DIY getting back together. Sorry, not to skip around, but like DIY getting back together.
You're good.
Right? Like we're seeing a lot of
we're seeing
the Viking Raiders, right? The Viking Raiders were getting a push.
Ivar is getting the solo push because
Ivar's getting beyond Eric getting hurt, and Ivar beyond, instead of just being like, they got hurt, get rid of him.
Let him sit until Eric comes back. No, let's use him.
Ivar's getting pushed. Ragnarok, right? That's her name.
Valhalla,
excuse me. Valhalla. She's getting used. They're doing
and that's Eric's shoot wife.
Okay.
And she's still going on the road. So
there we go. And again, like they're investing in the gimmick. They're investing in putting in money. Like the Triple H handprint is all over the show now. So I think 6 months later, I don't think any of this stuff is consequential, because that's not TKO. That's WWE under Vince McMahon. Right. So I don't think it matters. I mean, I think the only thing of consequence on that show was the Usos in that tag match, which it still kind of always leads back.
I mean, where are we now?
Where are we now? Lead to Roman. So
I mean, you saw how SmackDown ended last Friday.
Yeah,
with Jimmy and Jay going at it. So hold on, just before you continue.
Okay.
Just piggyback off of what you're saying. Yes.
Please,
WrestleMania.
How do you feel about it? How you feel about it?
Is always the chapter closers. Sometimes it's the chapter openers.
Supposed to be.
Sometimes the chapter it's another chapter, right? So I asked this question because after Cody and Jay won the belts at Fastlane. I don't want to say it wrong. It's not Payback, right? It's Fastlane, the last pay-per-view that's happened. At Fastlane, I said to myself, man, it has been 6 months since Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn won the belts against Jimmy and Jay. And now Jay has just won the titles with Cody Rhodes, which was super random and out of nowhere. But it wasn't random because they gave you the idea of, well, Cody's the one who brought him back, so now they cool. You know what I mean? They gave you that little inkling,
but it got Cody in deep.
Right. It still made sense. Right. That's what that happened.
Hogan is chasing his dragon. And when he slays the dragon, when Hogan finally slays the dragon, we will all cry tears and jumping down and throw babies in the air.
Wait. Why are we talking about Terry? I'm lost. I'm
What
lost
I'm
now.
saying is when modern day Hogan, aka Cody
Oh,
Rhodes,
Cody. Okay, okay,
finally
okay.
slays the
He is
big
my
bad
Hogan,
dragon, he is
and
this
that's
generation's
Roman.
Hogan. He's this generation's
Absolutely, right now,
Hogan,
yeah,
and Roman
yeah.
is Roman's this
Iron
generation's.
Sheik, he could be well, not Iron Sheik because it was short.
I don't even
I
know,
couldn't tell you. Big bad heel.
he's like
What big bad heel
Roman
held the
is
belt for this
truly a
long
heel
for the
of
WWE?
another caliber. Like you could say maybe he's like superstar Billy Graham at the Garden when he had the belt for a year at the Garden, sold out the Garden in
Yeah,
a ring of
yeah.
shows, right?
We talked
We
about him
talked
on
about that,
like
but it's
episode
that was
33.
1 year though.
Yeah,
1 year of intense and garden shows, and people coming because Billy Graham was talking them in the seats and they were coming. So
yeah.
but someone doing it this long, this many years as a heel,
It's almost
um,
1,200 days. It's almost 4
yeah.
years.
I mean, I'm thinking Dick the Bruiser, but Dick the Bruiser, he was a face. The people loved him, as mean, as nasty as he was, and by that point, he was well past his prime, and he was still going out there. And people
Yeah.
still paid to see him.
This is prime Roman who doesn't have to bump every week on house
Yeah,
shows, who saves his body for the big fight
man.
feel matches. I mean, it's
Flair,
a
right? You
different
could
story.
say Flair. I guess unfortunately, you got to make that comparison, right? Flair is he's the modern day.
Yeah.
He's not working right. So please don't anyone get angry at me and yell when I just said that. I'm not saying he's a worker like Flair. He's not
No, no.
a technician like
Just a heel
Flair,
that's on top for that long is what
but
you're talking about.
a guy in a sense of he's not a traveling champion, but for a guy who's a champion in his territory who hasn't done the Vern Gagne, who hasn't reached that point where we're all just like, oh, okay, you're the champ again.
Yeah.
You're still
Yeah.
champion. When
Again.
aren't you going to be
Yeah.
champion?
Well, some people feel that way. They wanted Cody to win it at this WrestleMania we're talking about. So
Yeah, but
people thought Cody was supposed to finish the story
those
then.
people have no sense of it's a story. Like we argued
Any
that day,
understanding.
it's a story,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have to all
Absolutely.
be comfortable with saying it at any given moment. Please remember, it's sports entertainment.
Mhm.
It once we could
You
have
will get
gotten away with
entertained.
talking about it was a sport, but even then, you know, someone wins, someone loses. It's a work.
It has to happen. In the end, both guys win.
That's
No matter
yes.
what.
So please don't be angry at what we just said or talk because it's a
Right.
work, guys.
So, all right, before we go crazy tangent, let's go back
Shoot.
to this WrestleMania card, right? So let's talk about the card, bro. Theory beat Cena to open the show up. We
Theory's
didn't
in a
think we'd
much
have
better
Cena,
place now.
and I want to do this and then talk about where these people are. So,
Okay.
Theory beats Cena. Theory beats Cena. Theory is no longer United States champion. Theory is now tagging with Grayson Waller, and it seems like that's going to be a team now. They gave him the combined name nonsense tag team, A Town Down Under. Like, come on, bro. I can't stand it. I think rated RKO works so well. They're just like, hey, we're just gonna keep doing it until it falls off.
It's the what was it? Used to be couples. Brangelina.
Yeah. Brangelina, or I don't know, whatever, and any of those nonsense ones. I
I
can't
like that
even
we
think of
could
one
both
right
only
now.
come up with one, by the way.
Yeah, that's all we need. That's all we need, Vern. We don't need any more. That's a good enough example. Damn it, that's a good enough example. But yes, it's very similar to that.
Mizdow. There we
Nonsense.
go. Mizdow.
Mizdow, one of them.
Jericho.
Oh my God. Let me see. Is there a
Okay.
list of these?
Okay,
List
I'm
of
done.
makeshift
That's
WWE
Jericho.
tag names.
Uh,
Team Hell No.
there we go.
That was another one. I mean, I'm trying to remember them all, but yeah, now they're showing me like WWE 2K. Forget it. Oh, Air Boom. Oh, that was it. That was definitely it. It was like Air Boom
Air
and
Boom?
Oh, you don't know Air Boom. Take a guess on who Air Boom could be. What two people are Air Boom? This is
Kofi
2000.
Kingston.
Okay, that's one. You're about 2010 to 2013 area. So just think of who was on the roster then. Air Boom. You got the boom. You need the air.
Evan Bourne?
Matt Sydal.
Oh, Matt Sydal, excuse me.
Yeah, Evan Bourne.
No,
Matt
Evan Bourne. Oh,
Sydal.
okay. Yes.
He was Evan Bourne. Yeah. So Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston were a tag team. They were Air Boom. They won the belts, of course. So hold on. Where is it? List of makeshift. Let's see. Where'd it go? It was just here.
Jericho, right?
It's
That
the,
was the thing. That was the name of it when KO and Jericho were a tag team, or when
I
they
don't
were.
think they had a team name.
I thought they had a shirt for like a day. Oh, no, was that AJ Styles, AJ KO or something like that, right? AJ and
I thought they had Y2AJ or something like that.
Y2AJ. Yeah, they had like a
Yeah.
t-shirt for like they were a tag team for a weekend.
Okay. Hold on. Air Boom. Let's see. Oh, this is also just worst gimmick names. Dolph Ziggler is disrespectful. That's disrespectful. That's a great name. Yeah, no, these aren't a bunch. A Head Cheese. But that was way back. Head Cheese was a while back.
Yo, Head Cheese was... Yo.
Straight nonsense.
Yo, well, first of all, why were you mad at me saying 97 was a good year, was a solid... I would watch 97 Raw as a great year of
wrestling. I just recently watched it. That's why.
And are you telling me you didn't think 97 that was a year that you watched the inception of the Attitude Era? You watched the bloom of it, and you got to watch it jump into action?
Actually,
in 97.
It started late 96.
After
Stone Cold Mania took over with the King of the Ring in June, and then he started riding the wave through 96 into 97.
But would you not say champion. Austin versus Brett and Brett turning was really a point in the Attitude Era when you could say, okay, this is Attitude defining, it changed?
I'm okay with that, but the majority of 97 was cheeks, brother. I'm telling you. A lot of 97
story
was
progression with Stone Cold becoming the Stone Cold you and I know today.
Sure, but that's okay.
The majority.
What else intrigued you? What else intrigued you?
Stone and Bret Hart.
You're okay. Bret Hart being the biggest heel. So Bret and Shawn,
run, yeah.
Bret, Shawn, Stone
Bret,
Cold.
Shawn. We got Bulldog. You got Owen.
Okay, keep going. Ahmed's still there in 97.
Ahmed is still there.
The birth of the nation. Rock's going from
Rocky Maivia
white meat baby face
TV,
to
correct?
The Rock.
At Mania 13 happens.
But The Rock doesn't become The Rock until 98.
Correct.
That's The Rock everybody starts to remember.
Oh, no.
That's why I said I think 98 is a peak.
Do you remember Rocky Maivia's comeback?
Like his moves?
The dance comeback? He would hulk up. Do you remember him hulking up? He'd start dancing.
Oh, he'd do the Rocky Johnson.
Yeah, he was doing the dancing, Rocky. Then he'd start shuffling.
Soul Man. He was a Soul Man. Yeah, he was doing the Soul Man.
But do you remember that when he was babyface Rocky?
Intercontinental champion. Yeah. I'm telling you, that's why I say I recently watched that within this past year. And I'm telling you, I'm a bigger fan of 98 than more than 97.
Really? Because I'm telling you, I think that. So I was talking to Prof, and I was like, 95, a year of wrestling that a lot of people don't stand.
Not WWF 95.
I would challenge you, watch 1995 ECW. That 1 year of pro wrestling, you would say, wow, this is the year none of us knew existed.
Well, this is the without 95, that they were still Eastern in 95, right?
But 95 gave us Raven and Tommy Dreamer. That angle plays out majority.
Paul took over in 95, right?
Yep.
From what's that homeboy name?
Todd Gordon.
Yeah, he took over from him.
But not that 95. Paul took over from him, but Paul changed it from Eastern to East Extreme.
Mm-hmm.
And you had the Shane Douglas throwing down the NWA title, and you had him doing the whole thing.
No longer
you had all these stories that Cactus Jack is 95. Stunning Steve.
Isn't that Cactus Jack not wanting to do hardcore stuff? Wasn't that Cactus Jack?
It wasn't 95. Cactus Jack. Yeah, it wasn't Cactus Jack leaving yet. That wasn't him leaving yet, going to WCW.
Wow.
Yeah, because that was in 96. 96 was when he was teaming with Mikey Whipwreck.
Didn't they win the belts together?
Yep. Second time. 95, Public Enemy. Public Enemy's on fire in 95. 95 is a year Public Enemy gives you these tag matches that are insane. That I was telling you, I was like, yo, these dudes weren't really like. I guess I was trying to watch them, just thinking like, what got them signed? Like in 95,
Public Enemy?
What got them?
It had to be this gimmick. It had to be. It had to be. I don't know what else.
Like I watched their final match against the Gangsters at Big A Bash 96. Right. So I got the recut of ECW, henceforth my interest all of a sudden. And I was like, huh,
Yeah, of course.
And I was
Of
going through
course.
95, and I'm like, man, 95 had the Sandman on top. He's still on top. You had the franchise.
95.
Franchise comes back in 96, end of 95, 96. The franchise comes back from WWE.
Shane Douglas. Dean
Dean
Douglas.
Douglas. He comes out on the last show and says he's a darn he's one of the best English teachers. He's one of the best professional wrestlers.
I'm sorry.
And did that terrible laugh of his.
I just realized. So now every time I hear names like Dean Douglas, I'm just like, it's Vince. It's Vince. Alliteration. He loves alliterations. Because when you hear powerful pontificator of pro wrestling, Vince would ooze all over that. Oh my God, why didn't I think of that? I mean, he oozes over that. Dean Douglas. Oh, Razor Ramon. Like I just get it. I mean, okay. We went on a crazy tangent.
Indeed. Bring us back.
I'll let you know. Can we get back? So Theory's doing the work with Grayson Waller. Cena, we didn't even think we'd have him for this past
He's about
month.
to go though. They're done with the strike.
He's been here for 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's about to be on his way, which is fine. But hey, we got more Cena than we thought. We thought that would have been it.
A select group of people got to literally watch John Cena's entrance live because he was actually coming to do a promo and come to the ring. You got to watch him work.
Right. So, I mean, it's insane to even.
I saw Brock Lesnar come out and the surprise back at the Barclay. I got to see Brock Lesnar live. I lost my mind.
Yeah, I
got to see Brock Lesnar live.
I got to see, what do we see? Brock. I got Brock, Kane, and Braun around that time where Braun potatoed him. And Brock gave him that receipt on pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah.
They were doing that in the house show circuit, and I got to see Brock at the Garden. 5 minutes.
I got to see
5 minutes. He was out there in the main event.
D-Generation X final TV appearance as a group.
Oh, nice.
That was that Raw.
Oh,
but I also got to see Brock Lesnar come out. I lost my mind.
That was recently. That was recent.
Yeah.
Last year's Raw. When Triple H took over as creative, and then he did stuff with Road Dogg, and yeah. I remember that.
Yep.
Okay, so the next... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, the next match was that crazy four-way where we were like, yo, this stole night one because we didn't expect this match to go crazy because they just let them go nuts.
They went off.
Street Profits went over in that match. Street Profits are now elevated with Bobby Lashley. Mm-hmm. Braun Strowman and Ricochet. We got a hurt Braun. And we got Ricochet, who's now been elevated under this Triple H creative.
Yep.
Because, I mean, Ricochet's now working with Shinsuke. And Shinsuke is cutting those similar promos he was doing with Seth, where it's all subtitled out with the red background. So this is a high-profile feud for Ricochet. I think he took care of Logan Paul.
He got moved up the card.
He took care of Logan Paul.
Yep.
They said, okay.
We included his girl in the story and still kind of active. You see them on Monday night having little interaction.
I love that. I love that with Logan and all that. Yeah, I love that. It was good stuff. Very good stuff. I was
an interesting way to skirt that line to not get Attitude Era skeevy with it.
Oh yeah, because Attitude Era, he would have grabbed her.
Would have grabbed her by the back of her hair or something.
Yeah, or threw her down or something extra. Yeah. Because in 98, 99, like we were talking about, that button would have had to be pushed back then. Now it's like just talk wrong to the person. It's on site. Wow. So I think that's what it is. I guess we've evolved as human beings.
Isn't it crazy?
Isn't it nuts to think in the 90s? This is why I brought up the reminiscing thing. In the 90s, the things we used to get away with on television, ridiculous. You can't do it now.
Okay, so I watched the first month of ECW 96. Okay. Two or three of the shows are recap shows, which I was super annoyed. I was like, "Come on, Paul! I watched the whole pay-per-view to have you recap the daggone show and just cut it."
And we used to sit every Saturday
and think
tune in morning, and we just get a recap hour. Like, damn it, Paul!
Some of the stuff was new, but again, we didn't get the tapes, so of course, for us, the recaps were brand new.
Yeah,
and the parts of the match where he would just leave the audio, and you just go, "Oh my, what's happened?
What happened?"
I can hear the crowd is screaming. They're going nuts. You hear it ping. Yeah. Oh, so I got to watch all the matches in their entirety. Fine.
Yeah.
But then when I watched the TV show, I was like, wait a minute. Their recap cut. What?
So now you're like, skip.
Correct.
Promo. All right. I'll watch the promo. Skip. I saw this match. Promo. Okay, skip. Show's over. Next episode.
It just made it fun to have the music back intact for some.
I
of the
see. Now
segments.
that's why I did not want to watch ECW on Peacock or the network, because I said to myself, I'm gonna do the Raws, then I'm gonna do Nitros, then I'm gonna do ECW.
Okay,
And I got
when
the
you want to do ECW, I can point you in the right direction because it's a 500 gigabyte file, but it's everything recut. It's everything recut. Everything.
Okay, see, that's
every
good.
Commercial, every promo, everything.
So a guy went from VHS to digital, clearly.
Everything.
Yeah, clearly.
So he did it with the WWE's footage, so it's at 540p. It's the highest quality possible.
Oh, okay, that's good. Good. Awesome. Okay,
and they're freely files, so I can let me know.
For sure. You the plug. You've been the plug. All right, so we were talking about the showcase tag match.
Yeah, man, continue.
Alpha Academy, Gable and Otis. I feel like at this point now they are the number one comedy act in WWE right now.
I wouldn't call them a comedy act. I would say they're the number one tag team. I'd say they're the number one like underneath tag team.
You think so? But I
feel like they become the gatekeepers. I feel like they become the gatekeepers of that tag team division. Like you got to get over with them to get over.
So remember what I spoke about with the models.
Yes.
How Triple H wants his comedy acts to be, right? He wants them to be taken seriously in ring, and then they'll be able to make you laugh afterwards, right? Almost everybody that's associated with Alpha Academy, Otis, Gable, even now Tozawa's even associated with them. We all know they can go. Besides Maxine, because it's Green Maxine is what we should call her, right? Maxine Green. She's the only one that really don't know how to go, but she's still doing her thing out there. The other three we know can go. Legitimate amateur wrestler, power lifter, right? If I'm not mistaken, Otis was a power lifter, and Tozawa's been in the business for whatever.
And he's also Olympians. They're also, but two of them are both Olympians.
Are they both Olympians? I thought Gable didn't make the trials.
I thought they both were like Olympic either. I thought they're both Olympic hopefuls. Oh, okay.
I think he was a champion. I'm not sure.
I thought they met. I thought they met at Olympic Village. That's where they became friends at Olympic Village.
I have no idea, my friend. I have no idea. He did the Pan Am Games. Oh no, Otis was he was at the Pan Am Games only 2014. He won bronze for Greco-Roman wrestling.
Okay,
he was a grappler. He was a grappler too, a heavyweight. Yeah.
So Super Pan Am, isn't that like the Olympics? So I thought that was like no.
It's similar.
Okay, Gable, then that's where they met. Then
I think Gable was just college, my guy.
Really?
I really think Gable was just college.
I thought
Minnesota High School state champion. Yep. Oh. Vern, yep, you were right about Gable being an Olympian. Gable went to the 2012 Olympics, which I think was in Tokyo, London. And he did the Greco-Roman 84 kilograms.
Yeah. That's what I said. He's a legit shooter.
But he lost in the he won in the qualifying and then lost in the next round to Cuban 3-0. So he was in the Olympics. He was an Olympic.
Yeah, he's an Olympian. He was there. I didn't say he won. I never said he won.
No, I didn't say he won. No. You were talking about Otis.
I thought Otis was an Olympian too.
Just the Pan Am
Otis just a state champion then. Otis was
Pan Am Games, he won bronze. So good for him. Oh, but
I know they live next door to each other. They're like best friends.
Oh, okay. I didn't know all that.
So they own houses next door to each other. Like, they're like legit best friends. But I thought they've been best friends. I thought before the Fed. Okay.
Who knows?
Maybe I made up a narrative in my head.
All it takes is you guys to travel in a car for 6 months and you're best friends. Yeah. Come on, you know that. You know how that goes. But no, I say that they're still a comedy act because for the majority of the time, outside the ring, you see them, they're making you laugh in some way. Like for example, all of a sudden you just see Gable's face and you hear a thank you. And he's getting chopped by Otis. You know what I mean? It's geared towards making you laugh. They are the comic relief of our Raws and SmackDowns. I don't even think SmackDown has comic relief at this moment. Like straight up comic relief. Do they? They only got 2 hours to make stuff go. So I don't think they have an actual comic relief. Yeah. That's why I say Otis and Alpha Academy are the biggest comedy act right now. And it's not a slight. I'm not trying to slight them.
Got you.
Because maybe in Vince's saying they're a comedy act
Was a
would have
bad
been
thing.
was a bad thing.
Maybe you're right. Maybe that's when you said it. My first thought was like, I don't
You're
want
like,
to call him a
nah,
comedy
chill,
act.
because they can go. That's what I'm saying. They can make you laugh. That's why I feel like Triple H's comedy act is gonna be, I can make you laugh, but don't think I'm gonna be a joke in this ring and when the bell rings. You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, I still call them a comedy act, because they make you laugh every time they're on the screen. So let's go. And Viking Raiders, we were just talking about. They were the other ones in that match. Eric's hurt, and Ivar's still getting the push with Valhalla. So that's all that takes. Then we had Seth Rollins and Logan Paul, right? Here we are 6 months later. Rollins is our world heavyweight champion. Logan Paul
deserves it.
Yes,
He's defended it. He's defended it and defended it. And he's been a fighting champion.
So let's talk about that real quick, because it pisses me off, because Prof is one of them that thinks he needed to lose the belt 3 times over already. He should have lost to Finn. He should have lost to Shinsuke. He's already tired of the gimmick, right? That's what he said. And his thoughts are not unique, right? I'm sure if we go down to the Fickle Mistress, we head on down and go talk to her, she's going to tell us the same things that Prof was talking. Oh, we're sick of it. Yeah, we get it. Whoa, oh, we're all done with the music and the chanting. It's annoying, blah, blah, blah. Fickle, Vern, fickle. Because before that, they said, oh, this guy needs the title. Roman's holding everything. Why won't Seth get the belt? Blah, blah, blah. Now Seth's got it. And he's had it for about 4 months now.
Yeah.
4 months. And these people want the belt off of him already. I don't believe.
He's had like 23 defenses, if I don't mistake.
An insane amount of television defenses, like TV, PLE defenses. This man is exactly what Triple H said he wanted the belt to be. The workhorse top belt. Like the guy who's going to be there every week putting on shows, because this other champion is not going to do that based off his contract. He's not going to do it. But this other guy who you've been clamoring for to get some piece of something for the past few years, he sat there and put Cody over for a year until he got hurt, right? Yeah. Now he's got the belt. Oh, we don't want him with the belt no more. Let me get in close. Fickle, Vern. Fickle. I can't stand it. But yeah, a Seth champion.
Does it really grind your gears?
You know what really grinds my gears?
Really winds you up?
Oh, yeah. It gets me more wound up than hearing Jeff Jarrett's theme. Just instant boil. Instant boil. All right, and let's talk about Logan, man. Let's talk about Logan. I mean, Logan Paul has been the biggest surprise of 23. No?
Yeah. Oh,
has he not been the biggest surprise of 2023?
To win a boxing match and call it a pro wrestler at a boxing match?
Crazy. And did you see what happened at the end of that boxing match?
Oh, no, I just saw
a pro wrestling show. His opponent tried to throw him in a chokehold. They started wrestling around on the ground, and everybody came in. Bro, it's a work, bro. Come on, dude. Come on, man. And then they actually allowed him to talk about it too. Ooh, I think my chair is breaking. All right, time to use the warranty on this. So yeah, I mean, Logan has been, in my opinion, the best celebrity to come in and put on matches with the boys, you know?
Sure.
I think Logan has been there. What say you?
I can't disagree with you.
Right.
That kid gets it.
Right.
He gets it. He gets who he is. He gets what he is. He gets his brand. He understands how to market his brand. Like, I may not like him. I may not think Logan Paul has anything significant to add to the world in terms of the things he talks about and says, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure.
I've tried to listen to the podcast when they had on Roman that one time, which was fine. But end of the day, I'm like, I'm not the age demographic for this because I don't get some of these jokes.
No. For sure you're not.
In terms of an athlete, the kid's talented. The kid, he must have watched the product at some point that he understands how to be a natural heel. He's a great heel.
Well, I think it's because he's also a narcissist. We were talking about narcissism off air, but he's a narcissist as well. He's very likable. He's very likable when you first
very
meet
likable, and he gets it, man. With his comments, the other night when he cut that promo with Dominic the other night,
when Dominic, you couldn't hear Dominic because the noise was piped in. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah, please ignore the videos of the fans who Clearly, somehow they were able to manipulate the iPhone cameras as well.
Camera noise too. Yeah, of course. They can tap into their feed right at the show.
Yeah.
But no, like you were saying about Logan, dude, this dude has definitely delivered. I think if he came into the E at 18, this man at this age by now, I think he's in his 30s now, early 30s or late 20s. He'd be an absolute stud superstar. We'd be talking about Logan Paul, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, probably at this point. If he came in at 18 or 19, very young age, who knows, you know? If he's like, I wanted to be a wrestler at that age, imagine.
Sure.
Okay, then this was this. It's funny. It was the 6-woman tag match where me and you were in total disagreement on how the match was booked, how we got here, the finish, why this happened, what happened afterwards, how we got to Trish versus Becky. I mean, now let's talk about it. Trish Stratus is done, right? She's done. She did her program. She's done, right? Would you say it's safe to say that?
Yeah, whatever contract they signed her to, I can't imagine she's
right. It's got to be GG's now, right? It's got to be over with. They got over what they needed to get over there. Lita,
she's never coming back. I don't
thank God. I hope she never does. I'm not trying to be mean, but the last Lita we saw, just like the last time I saw Booker T, I don't want to see Booker T again. Don't ruin it for me. Booker T at the Rumble with his string bean legs. I said no. This ain't my Booker T. Don't laugh at me, sir. You saw them legs. It was bowed, bro. His legs look like my arms out to the side. Okay? I don't want to see that again.
I hear you.
I don't, because you know what happens? Ric Flair.
Yeah.
That's what happens. I saw Ric Flair tonight on AEW television, and I didn't even, like, an eyebrow didn't go up. I said, Tony paid this dude to come in for this, bro. That's the first thing I said. So when that happened, that's when I sent the text. Wow, I think diminishing returns is happening to me with Flair. Because that's the first thing I said. I said, Tony paid this guy? Like, come on. For this? That's the first thing I said. So anyway, before I go into that tangent. And I mean, so Trish, Lita, kaput, see ya, bye. Becky apparently just had a fire match with the NXT belt with Lyra Valkyria. I didn't see it. I told you I didn't see this NXT. Don't worry. I'll catch up. I'll watch it. Don't worry. It's been a busy week. But I heard this NXT was fire. It was night 1 of Halloween Havoc, right?
Mind you, 90% of the card was women. It's insane.
I definitely can't wait to see it then.
Almost an all-female card.
I love it.
Bang.
How many matches they give you? 5,
bang.
4?
I
know there was a breakout match. 5. There was a Lyra's match. Excuse me. Was there any men in the match in the show?
Hold on. I'll just pull up the card. What am I saying you're trying to get for? Right?
So while we're talking about that, yeah, Becky Lynch went on to be NXT champion after this. Well, she won the tag belts after that, right? And then became NXT champion. Did she have the belts at any time before that? No, she wasn't a champion at all because she was doing this thing with Trish. Wow. That's probably one of the things that lasted since that Mania. All right, that's the first one so far. Out of 4 matches, Becky and Trish's beef made it to September. It was supposed to be done in August, but then she messed her nose up. She messed her nose up in Money in the Bank in July, right?
That was 7 matches. My bad.
You got 7 matches on Halloween Havoc on TV?
Matches. Well, whatchamacallit? You had the Lexus King. The Lexus King made his debut.
Oh, already Pillman Jr. Yeah, I gotta watch that. I gotta watch that NXT. I missed every minute of it. It was
a goodie.
That's what's up.
Okay. It was a goodie show. Bro, Chase U.
Duke and Andre. What happened?
They got the dub.
Didn't they compete for the belts?
Yeah.
See, all right. Now you spoiling it for me. Stop. I wanted to pop for that. Stop. Because I would have been in front of my TV like this.
Oh, so sorry. I spoiled this thing.
That made headlines. Vern, I'm not watching it now.
Okay, good.
Thanks, Dirt Sheet.
Watch it. You don't want me to get. I'm gonna give you.
Thanks, AOL newsletter.
All right, good. I'll give you the main event now.
Oh, I know that one already. Wasn't that Becky and Lyra?
Yeah.
I know the one. Thanks. I'm not watching it now. Thanks for ruining it for me, Vern.
Oh, good. You have fun blowing up the Death Star by yourself, jerk.
Jerk. But no, Becky and Trish was the only feud so far that lasted past Mania and made it to September.
Yeah.
So far. It was supposed to go to SummerSlam again. I said it, but it made it to September. Damage Control is still Damage Control. EO has become elevated because of Damage Control and Puerto Rico. Let's be honest. Backlash made her, in my opinion.
Yep.
Backlash made her for sure. So Dakota Kai's been hurt. So she's just been floundering. But she's back now, I believe, right?
Yeah, she's doing but she's been doing like in-ring appearances and stuff with the brace on.
Little physicality, if any, right? But nothing crazy. If no physicality at all, actually.
Yeah, I don't think there's any physicality.
I'm trying to think, has she gone physical since she's been back? I don't think so.
Just
so good on H to be like, okay, you can walk, we can use you. Because I feel like Vince, okay, you're hurt, you can't wrestle, I don't need you. Stay home. Stay home, we'll pay you. I think that philosophy is kind of because think of Stone Cold. Okay, your neck's hurt, but you can still talk. Come to work. But
he could still stun people. If you remember, he could talk.
Yeah, he could still sit on his butt. Yeah, he could still sit on his butt.
He could still fall on his butt.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm talking about. That's 97.
Yeah, I know. That's 97. I know.
Listen, by 97, all you cared about on the show was just seeing Austin stun somebody. Who cared about anything else on the show?
But what killed me in 97, and it still kills me in 98, is the actual wrestling. Golly. The actual wrestling's awful.
But we're looking at it with eyes of 2023.
We're looking at, because as fans, we were like, this stuff is awesome.
It was the best wrestling you could imagine.
But
it's
now
it's unfair to look at it.
Now that we're trained, we know what to look for. It's like, oof, why'd y'all do that? What, that doesn't make sense.
Nah, man.
You just whipped him off. Where you going?
I will watch Brett and Austin at 13 forever.
So is that your main focal point on saying 97?
No.
Because of WrestleMania 13?
No.
Because I think that's why I say 98, because I loved Austin Shawn more than anything.
So
even though Shawn was hurt.
Austin Brett is the greatest match at WrestleMania history. I understand why people give it to other matches.
It's a lot of matches, Vern.
I understand, but
I don't know if I can agree with you off the bat.
That match,
I'm thinking,
changed professional wrestling.
You're talking about
that match
13,
had a double turn,
right? He bled.
A double turn,
and that's when Brett became the heel. Yeah.
Name another match in WrestleMania that after the match, it changed the guys' careers. It had an impact on them. It wasn't just another match that they won, lost, story over, and then they moved on.
Okay. I'm going to piggyback over what you just said.
But yeah, I mean, not to go on a tangent here.
We're here.
Sure.
We're here. Did that ultimately, that turn for Brett, did that kill him in WWF?
No, it made him.
You don't think so?
No. Like we talked about in the chat. Like we talked in the chat. The only Brett any of us remember, the good Brett,
complaining
was heel Brett,
where he just complained all the time, where it sounded genuine. It sounded like Brett was mad at the world
because everything he said was true.
It was real.
He never lied. He was just telling us the truth, and we all were angry at him for telling the truth.
So it's almost like Brett.
He was fighting for the old WWF. If you think about it,
it's almost like what CM Punk was trying to do in AEW.
Yeah.
Except he could never win that fight against them.
Brett was fighting for a WWF where he was a hero, and you had to find villains, and there was no swearing. There wasn't any of this stuff.
But the fans turned, and they loved Shawn. That's all. There's nothing he could do about it.
Yo, it's insane. We only remember Brett for being heel.
But don't get me wrong, I loved as a kid when I was first, like, I couldn't watch wrestling, so I had to sneak and watch it. I loved all pink, black heart Brett with these shades. I wanted the shades, but
what does that say?
The character. I like the character.
But what does that say? What does that say at the fact that we can all agree the best Brett was heel Brett?
Heel Brett, yes.
None of us were like, oh man, when Brett versus when Brett fought Bulldog, oh my God, and he was on the undercard and he was cutting those fire promos.
Heel Brett used to come
out
complain.
Versus, oh man, when Brett was fighting Owen and they were promoting each other week after week
for WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, Mania, that build up.
When I
and Brett said, out of my leg. I will never fight my brother under any circumstances whatsoever. None of us would count that promo. But heel Brett.
Oh yeah, you degenerates. I mean, dude.
So what does that say though? Like that was like the bigger question I had was like, what does that say? That Bret fought so hard to protect his gimmick, his character, right? This wholesome guy who didn't do any of that chicanery, none of that nonsense. Yet we only remember him as a heel. None of us were like, wow, man, babyface Bret.
Babyface Bret, what got you in was like a Benoit, his wrestling. You appreciated his wrestling. But then you watch one Bret Hart match, you're going to see the same fist drop, the same attack to the same leg where he puts his butt on your leg as he puts your leg on the rope. He's going to do all the same nonsense every single match. It doesn't change. It doesn't ever, something might not be absent. No, he's going to slap you in a sharpshooter and you're going to say, I quit every single time, every match, every time.
You say that because you've seen so many?
Because I've seen so many since I started watching Raw 93. Golly, my friend. Every time Bret comes on, I'm just like, okay, don't fall asleep because Bret is going to put me to sleep. And then I got to 96, late 96, when Shawn started to become the guy, you know, after Diesel and them left.
I mean, after Shawn stabbed his best friend in the back when they fought at that Mania and Shawn showed up Diesel by
going too fast,
working like a madman and bumping like a speedball, and Diesel. Did you remember Diesel's Hulk up during that match when Diesel does a Hulk up?
Nobody remembers what Diesel did in that match. Everybody was watching Shawn fly around like a pinball. Just like, do you remember anything Hogan did with Shawn? Or do you remember Shawn bouncing around the ring, overselling everything?
Yo,
that's what you remember. Shawn gets it. Shawn's gonna make him remember you, no matter what.
But how crazy is that? But would you be sour? Now we're super tangent.
Super tangent. Screw it. Whatever.
Would you be sour at your bet? Would you be sour at me if you and me were main eventing and I decide I'm going to bump like a speedball and there's nothing you could do about it because you're the bigger guy in the match? So I'm just going to keep bumping for you and I'm bumping around like Shawn.
I'm just grabbing for a second. I'll put you in the corner, Vern. Slow the f down. Let me breathe. Oh, duck. Wow. That just slipped right out.
That was such an honest answer. That was such a genuine answer. Listen to you.
Hey, I'm telling. That'd be the first thing I say. Slow the f down. Let me breathe, bro. Sell to the other corner. Overhand. Go to the other corner.
What?
Scoop slam. Stay there.
But
don't move.
You ever thought about that though? Like Shawn does Diesel dirty.
Very dirty.
Because at that moment, all of a sudden, by the end of the match, as a fan, you're like, "Oh, Diesel's not the guy. It's Shawn.
It's Shawn. Shawn's Mr.
This guy has pulled you in with the charisma. This guy's pulled you in with everything he's been doing. He's shown up the big guy. Even though he lost, he got over with you.
Now let me defend Shawn. If I saw you on television, Vern, and I said, I need that guy here, and I brought you in, and our boss saw you and said, oh, screw Frank, we're putting the belt on Vern.
But that's Vince though. When Vince gets in trouble or panicky, what does he do? He went to a big guy.
Yeah, he goes to a big guy.
But that's just the nature of the beast. So we can't fault Diesel for that. That was the nature of the beast.
I'm on drugs, a lot of them. You have to remember all of this. You have to factor all of this. I'm on heavy drugs.
This is
all the time, right? He said Marty changed his life in more ways than one. That's what he said. I was watching his biography on A&E. Who knows how much of a work it was, but he said Marty changed his life in a lot of ways. Without Marty, we wouldn't have got the Shawn we got. So as I was saying, I'm on hella drugs in 95, 96, right? I'm on hella drugs. I brought this guy in to be my bodyguard, and he's already got the belt before me? What?
Best friends, though. That's the thing that kills me. They're best friends.
Yeah.
To this day, they're best friends.
Yeah.
But it's like, you can go back to that moment and go like, yo, Shawn, you didn't do what you're supposed to.
Shawn
you got yourself over.
Shawn got himself over.
Diesel over.
Yes, he got himself over.
You killed Diesel in one night. You killed Diesel.
Yeah. But Diesel wasn't the guy anyway. Diesel had some of the worst runs of champions. Even
Correct.
Shawn as well.
With the houses stuff. The whole business was down though. But the whole business was down. This is going full circle, right? We just talked about that. 95. ECW was on fire in 95.
This is your fault. We were talking about
I'm sorry.
WrestleMania 35, 39, Dude, all right. Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio. That was the close of the chapter.
Yo, Rey Mysterio was on the show I was watching, which is crazy. He was on the
in ECW?
The ECW 96 show I was watching. So that's
real
crazy.
Real quick. Here goes another tangent. This is the tangent episode. That's gonna be this name of this one. Let's go on a tangent. It was gonna be this one.
I think we used it before.
Rey Mysterio's WCW music. No, I don't think so. Did we? I can check. Hold on. No.
Okay.
I just typed it in. I'll check. I'll check on the other titles when we go. When I go check YouTube. But Rey Mysterio's WCW music. Do you remember it?
No.
Dun 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 dun. You don't remember it? Think Halloween Havoc, Purple Gear.
Okay.
Working Eddie.
Okay. Yeah.
Was used a year before he came in at Collision in Korea in '95 for, if I'm not mistaken, he said Yuji Nagata.
Huh.
WCW is Turner, had a plethora of just royalty-free music.
No kidding.
So all them songs you used to hear back in the day, you didn't. So this is funny because I swear these guys are definitely our age. Because he goes, don't you remember back in the day when you would hear these WCW songs and then you would hear them in like commercials or TV shows elsewhere? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, it's because Turner had just royalty-free music just in a bag. And every time they would go needed something for a wrestler, they'd go in the bag, pluck one out, boom. That's his theme. I was like, bruh, that makes sense. So I had to throw that out there. All right, my quick tangent. Right, the more you know. So Rey and Dominic, that was the close of the chapter. That story was going on forever anyway. So I mean, Rey now, I feel like Rey's powering down, don't you think?
Oh,
Rey's gonna work Logan.
I think Rey's starting to power down, and we're starting to get the end of Rey's career.
What more does he have to prove? His kid is fine. He doesn't need to help his kid at all.
Has created his own lane, and he's doing all right.
If I'm Dominic's dad, if I'm Rey, every time Dominic puts the microphone to his mouth and that crowd boos, a tear right here. Every time. That's my boy. Every time. Look at the heat he's getting. And he'd be like, Eddie would be proud. I'm sure he says that all the time. Eddie would be so proud of him. So
I like how you do Rey Mysterio. I like
Eddie. He got that raspy voice. I be trying. By the way, another bonus idea I have with Rey, to do the Unmasked Rey, where we watch everything Unmasked Rey and we do a deep dive.
At WCW. Ooh.
Yes,
I own the Nitro book. I do own the Nitro book.
Nice. Okay, so I think we should do that. I think that would be a good one because it's a short stint. It's not long. Where Rey's just unmasked, and we'll start from how it got there to how it finished until he got to the E. You know.
Okay.
That's just one idea I have. All right, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair. This was the beginning of Rhea's
rise to the top.
Right. Charlotte. Okay, we know that. Since then, Charlotte has just been, I feel like, going through the motions, right? Charlotte done anything significant these last 6 months?
Well, her personal life, yeah.
Right, and she's going through a lot of that. So shout out to them for allowing her to take care of that. That's how I feel like they're letting her take care of that stuff. Because that divorce and all that craziness. I hope, I pray, I don't believe in religion, but I hope to never deal with that ever. Okay, cheaper to keep her. That's how they say it. It's cheaper to keep her. All right, Pat McAfee and Miz, that was nothing really, but Miz continues to be where Miz is, and Pat made a recent appearance. And we were just talking about Sami Zayn and Owens and the Usos. Kevin Owens is on SmackDown now. Zayn's back on his own. Those two teams that main evented WrestleMania are singles guys now. Yep. Those four individuals are all singles guys. That's Triple H, right?
Yeah.
That's Triple H going, okay, let's see
how the story's over. I think it's Triple H going, okay, the story's over. We're done with we're done with it all. Let's move on.
We got to see which one of these characters are going to sink or swim. All four of them should be okay, though, in all honesty.
Jimmy didn't surprise you. Jimmy getting the reaction he's got.
Oh,
Jimmy playing the cocky, like, Yeah, I'll tell you what Roman wants. Yeah, we'll do that. Jimmy didn't make you jaw drop, and you
I
were like, "Yo, wait a minute. Am I getting into Jimmy all of a sudden?"
I thought Jimmy was gonna flounder. I'm not
100%.
gonna lie.
We all were waiting for
I
it.
thought he was gonna struggle. I thought he was gonna start sinking quickly because Jay, the story that we've been praising, the bloodline Roman Reigns story, it's not Roman Reigns story, it's Jay's story. We got all the sympathy for Jay, and now Jay goes like this, and everybody in the crowd is
That
doing
crowd
it
is
with
going
him.
fuck with him.
Okay, I mean, some of the stuff, mannerisms he does in the ring as a babyface now. I mean, the thing where he takes his shirt off, drapes it over you, and then does it's nonsense, but they pop for it. Okay, whatever.
They
That
found the
means it's
star in
working.
Jay.
They found the star, main event Jay, and Jimmy is doing just as well as the heel on the other brand. I love that Jay wears red on the blue brand. I mean, Jimmy wears red on the blue brand. Jay wears blue on the red brand. I love it. I love that. Just for the contrast.
Yeah.
Um,
So you're digging the Jimmy character of like the
oh yeah.
scrappy, this like seedy.
Yeah.
He talks like he's in the bloodline, but you don't really know if he's in the
You don't really know
bloodline.
if he
And
is, right? And
he
how
still
long is
acts
Roman gonna
like
string him
it.
along? Like it ain't his fault Jimmy did all this, right? So
Yeah, it's really I was truly like you, suspecting I was gonna hate him and ready to get just boo the heck out of it. But I was like, yo,
good catch.
he's gotten over with me, man. He's really gotten
Yeah.
over with me.
No, for sure. I appreciate it. Okay, so that was night one.
Okay.
Bro, night two, first match was Lesnar Omos. Both guys are never on TV.
Yep.
Lesnar's Lesnar, so okay.
Correct. And
Omos is considered free agent.
I think Omos came back to TV once, and then they took him off
Yeah.
TV.
I wonder what they're going to do with Omos. Is Omos just
He's been
going
on
to
the
be
house
like
shows. He's getting house show experience.
So do you think they're just trying to make him better that way? Because you can't send him to NXT.
Yeah.
You can't send him back down. He's too much of an attraction.
Yeah, I think he's a house show guy until they feel like, okay, we can put this back on TV.
And then, to be honest, what are you going to do with him right now? Because he already works Seth, right? So you're not going to have him work Roman. You're not going to have him work the second tier guys, the secondary champions.
Yeah, and there are
maybe a Gunther. Maybe a Gunther. He worked Braun. I mean, right now, what do you have for an Omos right now? If you were Vern Levesque, right? How would you book an Omos right now? Right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe Omos. No, I see. I was gonna say LA Knight, but I'm like,
I can see that eventually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where he's at right now, I think that cooling him off and giving the crowd a chance to forget about him, to reintroduce him, because they brought him back on Raw to do squashes again.
Yeah, with MVP again, right?
Yeah, and it's just
if you're gonna do it on the house shows.
Yeah, you really can't go back to that. You know, it's like the Wardlow thing. I saw that. I've been listening to the Wrestling News. Shout out to the Wrestling News podcast. Every day, your daily wrestling news.
So it's like a competitor of Busted Open.
Yeah, except they do their show in like 9 minutes, sometimes 4 minutes, sometimes 3 minutes.
It's like a quick. Okay.
Everything. They'll be like, this is spoilers. So if you want to don't hear spoilers, you can shut off right now.
Okay.
And they'll give you spoilers for some shows. But even the shows will be like, we're going to give you the relevant spoilers. We're not going to give you the full show spoilers. If you want them, you can go seek them out yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
But anyway, what was that? I'm sorry. What were we talking about? Because you got me talking about the Wrestling News.
Well, I had you booking Omos as
what would you
do for him? And then you brought them up for a reason, but you didn't get there yet. So I hope you remember.
Man, I now right now, dang on it. Oh no. They talked about him on the house show circuit, etc. And right, they give the updates to your boy Omos.
Okay.
But when's the last time Omos did anything outside of he does tons of appearances, he does tons of PR stuff.
Yes,
he does lots of content.
He's Titus O'Neil in it right now.
Yeah. And I think that's what he needs to be doing. All the reports I hear about him are always about him being an ambassador, about him doing stuff.
Hey,
and I think that's like, for right now, that's what he needs to do, because man, after he came back, it was just like,
yeah. And you don't want that for Omos. Omos should be an attraction. Dude is 400 pounds.
But he's charismatic and
right.
people like him. He gets attention in the positive way, man.
Yeah. I think by now Vince would have made him a dancer or something by now. I'm sure of it. He'd be here every week dancing by now.
Nah, he's like a huge anime guy too. It's really interesting.
Good. I'm glad.
Loves himself some anime.
Yeah, I seen Omos doing things with guys who are just big on social media, like a guy who has a few 100,000 followers on social media from New York, and he was doing something with Omos. I can't remember what it was. I forgot where I saw it, but it was like he's doing that kind of stuff. I'm like, I'm cool with it as long as he's doing something.
I think he did something with Uncle Ruckus.
I saw that. That was one. But the other one was Queen's Flip, I think was the other one I was thinking of.
Was that the big?
That's the heavy set dude. They used to grab his kid when they were driving the car, and he used to grab his kid and go crazy. You never seen that?
I think so.
Let me see
but
if I can find
the same big homie who ran at him, and he was like, "Yo, yo, yo, yo," and Omos is like, "Get out!"
Did he take his shirt off or something?
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So because here he is at because he was at a SmackDown. I'm gonna show you real quick. This guy. This is Queen's Flip, right here. Yep. And he was grabbing him up, ripped his shirt off, and all that. Yeah. Yeah. That was a funny spot. But he used to do. This is how I see the picture of it. It immediately pops me. This is what he used to do with his son and some of his friends. He would drive around and he'd play a song and he'd start bugging out like, "What you know about this song?" And he's literally driving them to school. He'll grab one, pull them to the front seat, rip their backpack off. He was wild. Like, look at this one. Like, look at this one.
I've
like,
never seen this.
This is his daughter, and he went OD on her. Like, this is how he got over. This is what got him over. He was doing these videos.
Like, I'm guessing this is in the old days of YouTube where you could just secretly film your kids and not have to tell them.
Right, yeah, and just go crazy, I guess.
That's what hidden content was real content. Like now we're like, whenever you see a video and you see something, just like
fake. That's completely fake. Yeah. Before I even watch the rest of the video, I'm like, this is fake. Okay, whatever.
I always do too. The second I see them, I was like, oh gosh, this is fake.
This is so fake. This is so fake, right? Okay, so let's move on to the next one. We're talking about Omos. But yeah, I mean, as far as booking Omos, there's nothing for him right now. Creative has nothing for you, I think. Right? And it's good. It's good that way, to be honest, because you don't want to oversaturate Omos, because then who cares for Omos? He turns into Great Khali, who's out there doing Khali kiss cam, and we don't need that stuff.
No,
I mean, I don't think we'll ever get that kind of stuff in this TKO WWE. I don't think we'll get that kind of stuff, but you never know. So then we had the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match that was just Ronda, Shayna, Liv, Raquel, Natalya, Shotzi, Chelsea Green, Sonya Deville. Ronda, see ya. Shayna elevated some, right? She's in the title match. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Liv Morgan, see ya. She's hurt. Raquel, big back, elevated, right?
Main event
Natalya, still the gatekeeper, still the one that takes care of all the girls. Mama Natalya. Shotzi at this point, right?
She's a star though in NXT, man.
Yeah, I mean they loved her for the Halloween Havoc, didn't they?
Triple H likes her, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Her and what Scarlett did a spot.
So I'm about to say Sonya's name. Sonya's hurt as well. The one person, in my opinion, that has shined the most out of these 8 ladies, Chelsea Green. My opinion, Chelsea Green. Every time I watch Chelsea Green, I'm like this. Oh, Chelsea's on. When she was on the Indies, I'd be like, oh, it's Chelsea Green. But sprinkle a little bit of that E-Dust. Let that little Karen character come out. I love it. Love every bit of it. Anything for you about these 8 ladies besides that? Here's an interesting one. Gunther, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre. We know Gunther and Drew. Sheamus. What's up with him now?
I think he's a guy who, remember, he got married not too long ago.
Yeah.
And I think he's a guy who wants to be married for a little bit, take some time off. Everyone's talked about his contract, etc.
I haven't even thought about that part.
Scoop him up, but I'm like, I think that this is a guy who went hard, gave Edge his last match.
Yeah, that's the last thing of significance.
Yeah, gave him a banger, and then he was gone. He is out of here, and he's off to be married for some time.
Let me ask you a question.
What's up?
I'm Frank Levesque. Tell me about this idea.
Shoot.
Roman Reigns defeats LA Knight. Right? We're in Saudi Arabia. Roman Reigns defeats LA Knight. I don't know where we are for SmackDown. next week after that. I have no idea. But following week, you get Roman, right? You get Roman. Because Roman's going to talk his smack, feeding this new young punk who thinks he's going to take over the world. I'm the guy. I'm the tribal chief. Me. I'm the head of the table.
Mm-hmm.
Sheamus music's hit. Not with it. Not with Sheamus challenging for the undisputed.
You know why? Because only reason I say this is because the style Sheamus works. I don't see Roman wanting to do that right now. I see Roman not physically wanting to get himself into a.
Sheamus is a whole different beast, dog.
That's what I'm saying, and I don't see Roman wanting to work himself up to. I'm gonna get that physical. Just the style of matches he's been having, I haven't seen him have a physical like shoot.
I got another idea. Go ahead, finish. I got another idea. Pick me after.
All right. Yeah,
Oh,
I just
are you
can't.
picking?
I don't know. I just don't see the Roman character being in a place where he wants to have that physical match. Unless they do the War Games thing, if that War Games idea comes up for Survivor Series and all that, like maybe.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't do a War Games, but we'll get there.
That's what I'm saying. Except I've been reading some chatter about War Games and such on the in the basement.
Oh, it's the Fickle Mistress talking about it. Then I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, I honestly I don't.
Okay.
Just because I don't see Roman wanting to work that style of match right now, like where his character is, I don't think he has to work that physical, like the Brock style, where you're gonna have to get beat up.
You're gonna get hurt. You're gonna be bruised at the end of the night. Sure,
I just
Sheamus is gonna bring it.
I don't see Roman want to work that right now. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. We're at the round table. Vern Levesque.
Shoot.
I'm writer number 13. I got an idea. Vern.
What do you got for me?
So I know we've been sending guys down to NXT a lot, so I got this idea. So
did you try the bagels? What you think of catering today?
I tried the everything bagels. I kind of like the cream cheese. It had chives in it. I'm just a regular cream cheese kind of guy, so
gotcha.
I just went with the donuts. Is that okay?
I appreciate the feedback. We're trying something different with the chive. We're trying something. We want to try to do flavored cream cheeses. Feel like it adds a little variety to the spice of life, if you will.
Yes.
Donuts, those are from a small little place called Annie's. It's around the corner. Annie, she's a salty old gal. If you walk in there, she'll really pepper you with some commentary. But thinks the wrestling is fake. But I'm always telling her it's it pays the bills.
Tell her it's predetermined. That's all.
Sure. Okay. So anyway, so I'm really glad to hear that you enjoy the donuts. But go ahead, back to the pitch.
Thanks. I appreciate it, Levesque, Mr. Levesque. Sorry, Mr. Levesque. I apologize. But this is the idea I had. I know we're sending guys down NXT.
Yeah.
It's very successful with Becky recently.
Yeah.
Right.
Hit one
very successful.
Numbers, yeah.
I mean, look at Baron Corbin. Look how well he's done. Heck, we even had Cena, Taker show up, and we did big numbers. So here's my thought. Right. Ilya's our champion. Ilya Dragunov is a great champion. Right. He's been doing very well. He's got that very physical style. There's not too many physical guys that can challenge Ilya that are on that roster right now. So what if? It's my favorite two words. What if we take our brawling brute, Sheamus, and bring him down to NXT for a little bit to work with Ilya? What do you think, Vern Levesque?
I mean, on paper, in my mom's basement, those are all matches. That's a match that I want to see right now.
Is it a dream match? Did you dream about it?
The second you said it, I was just like, right? Those meaty boys could beat on each other.
Right when you said
who
that,
else could do that?
Roman, I was like, "Ooh, Ilya."
You know who else?
Who you got, Vern? Who you got, Levesque?
Jonah. Jonah really won me over that match he had with Gunther.
Yeah,
he brought it.
Jonah Rock,
and he gave it.
Bronson Reed. You keep calling him Jonah. I'm trying to remember his.
I'm sorry, Bronson Reed. Sorry, right?
His slave name, Bronson Reed.
Why'd I call him Jonah?
Jonah Rock was his name. That's why.
Bronson Reed.
You gotta get a military name.
Yeah. Bronson Reed.
It's a good name.
He won me over the day with that Gunther match. Put on a heck of a performance.
Physical. I love it.
Big meaty boy, and I thought, man, you know what? This is a guy you could send back to NXT
just for a little bit. Send him down to a little
run a program. But Sheamus and Ilya,
I think that would be a very good one, and that'll test Ilya on how ready he is.
How ready he is to fight for his life?
How ready he is for the main roster, as I'm going to say. But yes, how ready he is to fight for his life. Because those 10 beats of the barrel are no work, brother. It is blade to chest. Okay? So, I mean, I can see that. And Gunther and Drew have been doing their thing. They've been where they need to be the entire time. We're going to talk about Drew in a little bit. And Gunther has been, what? How many days now? 6 something? At this point, I mean,
Gunther beat Honky Tonk.
Right. He's longest reigning ever. So
that's all that matters.
And I don't think there's anybody yet that's going to dethrone him. Do you see
I don't
anybody?
think the guy to dethrone him. I don't think the guy to dethrone him works there yet. I think there's still.
You don't think he drops it at Mania for a big win, for a big moment for a babyface?
I wonder who that babyface would be. I wonder if they'll go back to Gable, give it back to Gable to be the workhorse who deserves to get that rub.
I got another pitch, Vern Levesque.
Shoot.
By the way, I had another donut. I didn't know if I was. Is that cool?
Well, I mean, we bought multiple.
Okay.
What'd you have? Which donut, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a chocolate glazed guy.
Okay.
So I grabbed 2 of those. I didn't know if anybody else
Two
wanted
chocolate glazed.
thing.
The yellow donuts with the chocolate glaze on top.
No, that's chocolate frosted, sir. Chocolate glaze is the chocolate donut with like the frosting glaze over it.
Oh, dipped in the glaze.
It's like the munchkin version, or the dewdrop, or the dewdrop.
You okay, and it's fried and crunchy and crispy.
It's a little crunchy when you bite on it. Yeah, that's me.
Is it powdered? Was it powdered?
It's not powdered, but it's cakey. That's why I like the chocolate glaze. Are we talking about donuts right now? What are we doing? I forgot my pitch. What the hell are we talking about? All right, next match. What the hell are we doing? We just started going in on donuts. I completely forgot my pitch idea altogether. I completely forgot it. All right. Anyway, all right. So we have Bianca and Asuka, both ladies. Bianca just came back. I think Bianca just take a little time off?
Well, she's been promoting, doing the media tour, and also taking time off.
And she was also at the stock exchange, New York Stock Exchange, for that as well. So shout out to her for that. Bianca has become
mad appearances.
Yeah, Bianca has become Lady Cena in our opinion, where she's the baby face of all the women in the E, besides like a Becky, but I feel like Becky's a different kind of baby face.
Correct.
Becky's not that white meat. Bianca's that chicken breast baby face.
She's that Liv Morgan baby face, that like just pure.
You had to say that name, didn't you? You had to use her as an example.
Not an example, as in she's the only other woman that's
that white
spot
meat
they fill.
Yeah. Because
is that just like over with the fan, like this every kid fan base, every adult, like you're okay to say, I approve.
Yeah, for sure. Bianca and Asuka are right where they need to be, and that was a singles match for their title. Snoop Dogg defeated The Miz. You all right, cuz? You ain't had to do my man like that. Greatest WrestleMania moment that night. Shane is walking now, I hope.
Who knows?
Yeah,
because he got surgery the next day. Remember, he got surgery like the next day or something like that.
I'm sure he stayed at the hospital overnight.
From like the greatest sports doc, like from the best sports doctor in America.
You think Vince's son's not gonna get the best knife in the world? Come on, sir. And then we had the Hell in a Cell match, Vern. Edge and Finn Balor. The one that was going so well till Finn got his head split open, and then we had that big 3-minute, 5-minute lull.
And they had that moment of, well, we gotta close you now, sir.
We gotta staple your head shut now, or you're
not. You leak all over the match,
right? So, I mean, Adam Copeland is in AEW 6 months later. That's crazy to think. Out of all these people we're talking about, only like the not celebrity, but like legend names weren't really here. But Edge is the one, he's a legend name too, but he was working. Gone. Yeah. Adam Copeland, AEW. What say you about Adam Copeland in AEW, sir?
Nice. Thank you for getting a lot of money to do little to no work in front of a third of the fan base.
So he was sort of pushed out because he wanted to wrestle more, and they said, we don't want you to. We don't need you to wrestle more. So he left.
It's crazy for me, because I'm sure they were probably going to be like, okay, we're probably going to put you back down the card, so you're going to start doing jobs.
Right. You're going to be an underneath guy. And he's probably like, wait, what? I'm Edge, 25 years, remember? True. So I told you, Vern, and I'll say it out loud on air because I'm 100% with this. Next year, I want next year to be my final year of professional wrestling. By December of 2024, I will never go back into a ring when the bell goes ding and I'm in gear, knee pads, and boots. I'm not doing it again after 2024. Okay, I want to have one last run with Shay, and I'm cool. That's all I want, right? So I think that's what Edge wanted. Oh, sorry, Adam Copeland wants to do. Have one final time with Christian, and then work all these guys he never got to work, and then be done with it, right? So I can see why he did it, but I mean, Edge. I mean, I've wrestled for 13, 14 years. This guy's been doing it for over 30. But granted, he missed 10. He missed 10 years, right? About 9 years, right? And he missed a whole slew of guys he could have worked. And I think that's why he's here now. Like, hey, I want to work these guys. I'm going to be here every week, which to me is crazy. I think you lose the luster of an Adam Copeland when you see him every week at this point. I mean, the Ricky Starks promo, when he was shoot hot, you could tell he was shoot hot. Because I think he said something about bug eyes or something like that, right? Ricky Starks made an bug eye comment.
Yeah, and he called Ricky Starks a vanilla midget.
Vanilla midget, the Rock gimmick, Dwayne, finish your stupid story, kid, or something like that. Yeah. And you can see, what's his name now? Big Bill.
Yeah.
Big Cass. He's just like he's holding the belt on the outside, like, oh boy.
Big Bill, big Will
Morrissey.
No, with Big Will Mo. Big Will Mo. Yep. W Mo. W Mo.
You couldn't come up with any other name, bro. You just had a big Cass. You were Big Cass. You couldn't come up with anything else but Big Bill.
Will Mo. I think he was Will Mo for a minute with him and Cizo and Will Mo.
Enzo, you mean?
Enzo, excuse me.
Let me put Big Cat. This right here, W Morrissey. It's his real name.
Yeah.
Big
but
Cast.
W Mo, but what's his name? Enzo calls him Big Mo.
Big Bill, Big Bill Morrissey, Big Bill Young, Big C, Big Cass with $2, Big Cass, Big Kaz with 2 Z's, Kaz XL, Big Bill
XL
was with Enzo, NZO, right?
Yeah, NZO and
Big Bill, BIGGBILL. Colin Cassidy, that's the one he first came to the NXT. Eric the Red Wood, that must have been Indies. Whoa, because that's awful. And then W. Morrissey and William Morrissey. And he's 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that. Moving on. Finn Balor, half of the tag team champions.
Yep.
Hottest stable in the company.
Finn's eating now.
Main event status. Main event status. Do you think, let's go back to what Prof said. Did you think Finn needed that win against Seth?
Like I said that night, I think that every logical conclusion told you, oh, this was the night. This was the night to pull the trigger. But yet now looking back, nah, he's fine.
No,
didn't need it.
He's fine. He didn't need it. Thank you. That's what I was saying then. He doesn't need it. You got to build Seth as that champion, and you can't take it away from him in 2 months.
Yeah,
because then it's 1998 Attitude Era.
It stinks because you have to the people you have to sacrifice to get that. You know,
right? Somebody
that's
has
what hurts.
It's wrestling.
Somebody
That's what
wins,
hurts as a somebody
fan.
loses.
You
literally said
characters that deserve better don't get the justice.
I think that's our title for right now. Our working title. Somebody wins, somebody loses. Somebody wins, somebody loses. That's what I'm calling it right now. Because that's wrestling. Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. It's a work, brother. All right, let's wrap this thing on up. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. I mean, Cody's Hogan. I feel like Cody, after that third Brock match, can do no wrong now. I mean, he couldn't do wrong since he came back. Since you heard wrestling has more than one royal companies or whatever it is.
Yep. You couldn't do no wrong since he took off his coat at Hell in a Cell and you saw his whole chest was purple.
Cody can do the most heinous acts known to man and be like, no, that's my guy Cody. No, free him. Free him till it's backwards. All right, so that was the whole thing. So out of all the things we named, I think there was one match that got to September. Yeah. Everything else was everybody reset or went elsewhere. So that's why I said I think after 6 months after Mania, doesn't matter. But I see where you're coming from, where you go, well, that was Vince. This is TKO now. Okay. You gotta watch the TKO for a year. So
I think
I'm with it. Okay, yeah, I'm with it. Anything else you want to talk about before we go into Opsreay?
Vamos.
All right, that was long. We went an hour and a half there, so we have like 5 topics, so perfect. Will Ospreay, I got an article for you. Will Ospreay is slated to be a free agent in about a few months. Okay. In my opinion, he's going to be the hottest free agent since Jay White. Did I piss you off right there?
No comments for you. No comment about it. You're gonna start talking nonsense.
Hold on, man. Listen, the bids were crazy. Impact or AEW, right? So no, in all seriousness, Ospreay. Will Ospreay, actually, I'll just read the article first and then we'll talk. This is on Forbes, the business sports money section. I would not think professional wrestling would be there, but okay. WWE, the best option for Will Ospreay ahead of free agency. This article is by Blake. Ooh, this last name. O Striker. Do you know that name? Did that set you off too?
No, sir.
Okay. His tagline says analyzing WWE, AEW, and pro wrestling as a whole. And hey, you know what's awesome about Forbes? We could just listen to the article if you want to. You don't have to read it. But that's what I'm here for. They're going to listen to the article from my voice. But yeah, there's an option. I could just hit play and it'll play the article. Oh, I got a picture of him, don't I? I don't. I thought I had a picture of old boy. Hold on. Where's this? Bruv. There it is. Bruv, I got a picture of old boy.
Bruv. In it.
While I read the article, bam. We'll get him up here. Will Ospreay. WWE and AEW should be among the potential suitors for a soon-to-be free agent with megastar potential, Will Ospreay. Currently working primarily in New Japan Pro Wrestling and TNA, formerly Impact Wrestling, Ospreay is slated to be a free agent in early 2024. Side note, funny, Vern, how he didn't say AEW there, and he was literally just there. But okay, moving on. According to PW Insider Elite, what's HT mean? HT Wrestling Headlines. HT? Help me out here. I want to know what that means. Hat tip. Oh, hat tip. According to PW Insider Elite, right? So this is what they mean. Where are you at? How do we get to us? Get rid of Ospreay. So it says, according to PW Insider Elite, and then it says HT Wrestling Headlines. So I guess PWI Insider Elite regurgitated what Wrestling Headlines said. So now he's regurgitating what PW Insider regurgitated from Wrestling Headlines.
Usually what Dave does, Dave just comments on other people's stories and then reports it as his own. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Numerous pro wrestling companies. Oh, let's get Ospreay back up here. Numerous pro wrestling companies I'm going to read it verbatim. Numerous pro wrestling companies could pursue the high-flying star. Quote, Ospreay has hired Barry Bloom to represent him in the negotiations. Ospreay has hired Barry Bloom to represent him in the negotiations for his next wrestling contract, which is expected to generate bids from the likes of NJPW, Impact Wrestling, and AEW. Additionally, it is believed that Ospreay is definitely on WWE's radar at this point as well, and they could also have a hand in bidding for the services of the sought-after talent. You might get allergic, almost pass out. Among Bloom's high-profile clients, Kevin Nash, Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks. Let's make a note of that sentence right there. Although Ospreay might not have quite the fame of those stars, he is one of the most recognizable names in pro wrestling who's never worked for WWE. But WWE is the best option for Ospreay, who recently indicated that he's more open to that idea after previously indicating that he'd like to stay in the UK. Ospreay recently told Metro that numerous options are on the table and he would now consider jumping the WWE. Quote, we have spoke about it more. I'm now open to the idea. Oh, bruv, we have spoke about it more. I'm now open to the idea of stretching myself out that little bit more. As age has become more apparent to me and my body is hurting more and more, I'm open to all avenues. We are open to the idea of relocating to the United States. End quote. A dream. Hold on. Okay, I don't care about you speculating. He has a paragraph about him and Seth Rollins because, you know, a dream match in the making. I'm not reading that part. At just 30 years old, Ospreay has long established himself as a 5-star match machine. I think I'm done with this article. He's 30. I'm done with this article.
A made up wrestling stat is the reason he should request to be in the WWE because he gets a lot of fan polls that really like him.
Okay, let's be honest. 30-year-old Will Ospreay. Lots of mileage on him already. but is a pretty hot name in the world of professional wrestling, in my opinion. I don't think you agree, but I think he's a pretty hot name because he works everywhere except the Fed, right? To have that kind of reach that you go overseas, right? You go other countries overseas as well. You come to the States to work the other promotions that are on television, and they give you high profile stuff. It's not like you're coming in to work a job guy. You're coming in to work some of their top names that are there. So you're looked at as an upper echelon guy. They've put you on that pedestal. The way you were making your mannerisms, you don't see Will Ospreay
no.
as
I
a
was just
WWE
scratching my
guy.
nose.
No, not just now. Not just now. I'm just talking about when we were talking about it earlier and off air and stuff.
I know what Will Ospreay is. I get Will Ospreay. I get the appeal of Will Ospreay. I get it. I just personally, Will Ospreay isn't a guy that I go out of my way to want to like. There isn't a Will Ospreay match that I tell you, like after watching Will Ospreay versus Ricochet. Remember that first time that they fought each other in New Japan,
where they were doing superhero landings and stuff.
Correct.
Yeah. Then Vader commented on it, and then Vader worked Ospreay.
Correct.
Yeah. But now, all right, in Ospreay's defense, Ospreay's no longer that worker. Ospreay has become very grounded. And we'll talk about him a little bit when we talk about him working Mike Bailey at Impact. He's become a very grounded wrestler. I think he actually listened to Jericho when Jericho said he called him after watching him get hurt over and over again as a junior heavyweight. He realized he had to change his style up, and he was smart about it. He changed his style up. I look at it like this. The man is 30 years old. He's had some big injuries, but there is definitely something you can do with Ospreay. There is an appeal. There is an appeal there. Okay. Even to the diehard fan base right now, you can, even if Levesque, if we're Levesque and Dunn and all those guys, we can bring in an Ospreay. Okay. We can bring in an Ospreay like we brought in a Dragon Lee and send them down to NXT for a few months. Dragon Lee is now a member of the SmackDown roster. Sneakily, you notice how they just eased him right in? Eased him right into that. And we talked about that. We were like, he's not going to be in NXT long. And they just eased him right into the roster. I can see the same thing happening to your bruv boy right here. I can see it. Coming in, NXT, high-profile matches. If Melo's still there, he works Melo. He works Ilya. Maybe work a Corbin. Works a bunch of these guys. Send them right up. Set them right up once you think he's ready. I can see that happening. At 30, a more grounded wrestler now, where he's being smarter in the ring, where he doesn't hurt himself. I mean, I just want to bring up that quote he said. Where he said, we spoke about it more. When he says he has a wife, I'm assuming, right? I'm gonna assume he's got a wife, right? We spoke about it more. I'm now open to the idea of stretching myself out a little bit more. As the age has become more apparent to me and my body is hurting more and more, I'm open to all avenues. Okay. I hear this. Indie style has been killing me.
Sure.
I got to work this TV style. The best way to work TV style and not be hurt is going to the Fed. In my opinion, you're going to go to AEW. You're going to continue to do what you've been doing in New Japan just for Americans. But if you come to the E, you're going to learn the style. You're going to learn to give me a bump for a commercial. You're going to learn to be ready for the comeback when we come back for the break. And you're going to learn all the other ins and outs to work the camera for the people at home and not the people in the crowd that already paid the ticket. So that's why I think I sort of agree with this guy. This guy said it should be because he puts on 5-star bangers. No, that's stupid. Okay, that's dumb. All right, that's dumb. That's not why he should be there. Granted, yes, he can put on great wrestling matches. What if we got an Ospreay Ricochet here, right? The WWE version of that. We're gonna see the flippy doos, but it ain't gonna be as much as before. You know what I mean? Because the other one was choreography. I don't think we would see that. We would see that at WWE version of that. So I don't know. I like the option of Ospreay coming to the E. Where do you ultimately think he goes? And then we'll wrap this guy up.
Ultimately, I think he goes to AEW and just keeps on where he's on. Keeps doing what he's doing. That's all.
Because I mean, his agent Barry Bloom is also the agent of the EVPs of a company. So
yeah, I just can't see him selling this to TKO Sports. Excuse me,
and to think about
TKO
it,
Endeavor.
I'm sure Tony and the boys are gonna get first dibs. What you got for me? Blah 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 blah. Okay, go contact the E. This is what they're offering. They're either gonna go, or here's what we got. So
yeah, it just drives me crazy. You read these stories about like
I'm gonna make a note of this too.
such wrestler is, not wondering, was he gonna go to the Fed? Like Jay White, remember? Jay White was debating, and it was like, who in WWE said they were trying to sign Jay White?
And it's funny. This is why I brought it up like that, because when we were doing this last time, we were just like, go to AEW. We were saying that. Go to AEW because that's your market. There's no market for him in WWE. And I see Jay White now in AEW. He's smaller than MJF.
Yo, he's one of the lowest rated. They have some of the lowest rated segments.
Real
Bullet Club draws the lowest ratings. Their lowest ratings in the quarter hours.
Juice. Listen to the crowd when they're out there. They don't care. They don't care.
Well,
AEW,
my man went shush, shush,
shush, shush, shush,
shush. I'm talking. It was like, what are you doing? What weird? You know what's crazy? I don't think Jay White's a promo at all. But I know people tell me like, oh, but you watch his New Japan, the meltdowns he has.
No. Because New Japan promos is not a promo. It's a press conference afterwards. It's almost like talk like you just played a basketball game and talk about what happened in the game. That's not.
Everyone says that he's a great promo, but
you're not a good promo doing that. We can do that, Vern. If we just had a wrestling match and it said talk about the wrestling match, we can do that. He was a good opponent. He got the best of me. I'll get him next time. Promo over, because that's how serious Japan takes it. You know what I mean? The WWE, I'm sorry, in America, you got to entertain us. We want more. Jay White ain't got the more. Jay White can wrestle. Jay White can't talk. He can talk. He can move his mouth over a microphone and his vocal cords vibrate to let words come out. But he can't make anything matter.
Yeah.
Okay? He can't make anything matter at all, bro. And it's every time I watch Jay White, I'm like, I'm watching Juice Robinson and the Guns, who are another set of kids who should not be there as well. Those kids should be in NXT right now, being the number one tag team there at this moment. You know what I mean? But that's another day. But in all honesty, Jay White is not it. I don't know what are they gonna do with him after this MJF thing? What do you think is next? Does he go back to just running on Collision?
Well, I don't get Jay White. I just don't get the gimmick. I don't get the character.
Me neither. I don't know.
I don't get why people gush over him. He's isn't a guy that catches my attention or my interest.
I'm gonna say it again. When I first saw when I first saw Jay White, he was wearing all white. They were talking about this Australian kid at PWG. He worked Bola. I was like, oh, this dude's actually okay. I forgot who he worked. Another small guy, if I remember correctly. Can't remember. I was like, oh, this kid's not too bad. A young Jay White. Then he went to Japan, leader of the Bullet Club, Switchblade gimmick. And I was just like,
what?
Him?
Like, so yeah, that's the part where I'm just like,
I was like, Jay White? That's what first thing I said. And I'm like, okay. But go ahead, my bad.
No, that's it. That's the same feeling. I'm just like, what am I missing?
No, what is he missing is the question you need to ask. And we know it. It's a lack of character. It's a lack. You can get away with that in Japan because they're not asking you to be over the top. They're not asking you to be, as over the top in America as we are in America. It don't work here. What he's doing doesn't work here.
Yeah.
Clearly. And you're saying ratings. I don't do ratings. I hear the crowd. They don't care. And for the AEW crowd to not care, and you're slated with the top guy in AEW, and they are forcing themselves to boo you, you're not it, Chief. The problem is TK don't see it like that. Great work, Jay. I love it. Give me a hug. I'm sure that's what it is. But I'm done on the Osprey.
Love a good hug.
Oh yeah, of course. He brings it in and he like rests his head on your chest. Oh yeah, you know he does that. You think he squeezes tight? You think he brings arms like this?
Yeah. I think Tony does that weird thing where like, you know, when like you go like to give a dude like the side hug and like dudes force their shoulders in your mouth and you're like, what the heck? And they
You
hit you
know,
in the face, and you're like, "What are you doing? Are you trying to like knock my teeth out? What's wrong with you?"
Tony's the one, right? He comes in, he hugs you, he gives you a couple pats when he hugs you, and he gives you like a good back rub right
Yeah.
before he right
Oh,
before he
but when he
disengages.
but when he pats you, he's like, "Pat, pat, pat," and then he rubs you.
Rob, such a good
Pat,
guy.
pat, pat, and he gives you a second set of pats, and
Love
you're
you.
just like, we're like, "What's up with the second set of
Oh
pats?"
my God. You know what that just reminded me of? Doc Ozone. It's a Doc Ozone hug. I know you remember them Doc Ozone hugs from NCW. That's a Doc Ozone hug for sure, bro. That's TK. Because Doc will hug you. He'll bring you in. He'll bring you in like this. I'm hugging my microphone, so you're going to hear how close it is. I love you, baby. I love you, man. You're the best. And you know Doc's already on one before he got to the building.
Doc is having fun before he got there.
Always. I love me some Doc Ozone, bro. He's the best. But yeah, you know TK's a hugger like that. But no, it's Jay's gonna get positioned with someone else. It'll probably be. I'm gonna make a bold prediction. It's going to be, and I probably won't even see it happen because I don't watch it religiously now.
What's
It'll
that?
be Bullet Club Gold. It'll be Bullet Club Gold versus the BCC. You want to bet? Blackpool Combat Club.
Isn't that one of these nights? Isn't what they're doing one of these nights?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. I don't think that's happening yet because they just worked Okada and Osprey. I mean Okada and Cassidy. So I don't think it's happening.
All right.
So yeah, last thing to say, good luck to Osprey wherever he goes. Don't get hurt, kid. You're 30. Don't get hurt. Save your back. All right, so we're here, Vern. The GMs are back in town.
Exciting, huh?
Dude.
Long overdue. Long overdue.
Okay. I love that Adam Pearce is the GM. I am enamored at the fact that Nick Aldis is in the WWE as a authority figure and not a performer. I love the fact that that's happening because I've always liked Nick Aldis, even when he was Brutus Magnus. And I gotta find that picture. When's the last time you seen the Brutus Magnus picture?
It's been a while.
Oof. London Brawling. Oh my God. That was my guy. Hold on. Is there no? Come on. Come on, Vern. They wipe it from the face of the earth.
They wiped it from the net. That's funny.
Hold on, Vern. Come on now. You gotta love the internet. You gotta love the internet. You know what I'm saying? You can't hide from us, Brutus Magnus. Is this not WWE Vince Karrion Kross? Is this not the same thing?
But that one's a little more cool than Vince's fetish mask one.
Yeah, the X and the yeah. Seriously, he was trying to recreate Demolition. So yeah, from Brutus Magnus to Nick Aldis, the NWA champion. Both these guys were NWA champions, and I'm thinking about it.
They were, yeah.
Wow.
Adam Pearce was Scrap Iron Adam
Scrap
Pearce.
Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce.
Scrap Daddy, yeah, Scrap Daddy.
When Nick Aldis.
When Scrap Daddy would wear that one strap.
Yeah.
So butcher.
So talk to me, Vern. Talk to me. Tell me what you think about this idea of the GMs, man. Nick Aldis, Adam Pearce.
I'm a fan of it. I think that we're long overdue. We're long overdue for that little extra spice to the shows, you know.
We got a piece of it when it was him and Sonya, but they were just called WWE officials.
Correct.
And I love that
too. This
too.
is different because this is them, if you will, something of old that still works.
Yep.
Creating authority figures so that it's not just this nameless void that creates matches, but now you have a cause and effect because there's a name attached to it. So
and this is why Shay put you in that position for that reason.
For that reason, because you and I think they're smart because right peek behind a curtain, like I told Shay, right, I model myself after Bill Watts 84.
Yeah,
the idea of how Bill Watts used Grizzly Smith, that he used this authority figure to deliver messages, but to always be the face in the situation, to always be the even baby face and not take sides, not
unbiased official. Yeah,
unbiased. When the heel try to get on you, then the company would get the heel back, pay the heel back and stuff, right? Simple things, man, simple things, but always maintaining the company as the baby face. And that's something that we always talk about. That I can't stand. That's the trope of wrestling now, is that the company has to be the heel. They have to hate the fans and tell the fans how stupid they are for coming to the show.
Well, that's been going like that ever since Mr. McMahon. Everybody wants to recreate Mr. McMahon and don't realize how organic Mr. McMahon was. Mr. McMahon happened because something real happened. That's why the character then came out. And then he tried to babyface it and then got depicted as a heel anyway. So then they were just
still
like,
hated him.
Run with it. Run with it. You can't recreate that as many times as you try. TNA tried. They literally tried with Hulk Hogan, with Terry Bollea. And how did that work out for him? They literally did a screw job. And it didn't work out.
Orlando screw job.
The Orlando screw job. It actually and where did that go? Nowhere. It went nowhere. So I like it. In all, we got a general manager and Adam Pearce for Raw, and we got Nick Aldis as the general manager for SmackDown. And I like one thing I like about it. It's former wrestlers, and they're not little wrestlers. They're big guys, right? Nick Aldis is, I think, about 6'4". So Adam Pearce about 6'3", 6'2". They're big dudes.
It seems very legit.
So they don't look intimidated or smaller than the guys they're interacting with. Like when they speak to the women, they tower over the women, and they're usually eye to eye with the men. So you can believe the kind of tension between these two having conflict, as opposed to, like, I don't know, a Teddy Long, the Undertaker. Every time he just sent the Undertaker out there. But like, I don't know. I like this idea. So the question to you, my man.
Yeah.
We got this announcement, I think it was last week, right? Last week on Monday. He appointed Adam as the general manager, Nick Aldis as the SmackDown general manager.
On the season premiere episodes, yeah.
Season premiere episode, right? Okay. Actually, I think that might have been SmackDown. Might have been 2 weeks ago. Yeah, because he came on Raw this past week. So it was the SmackDown before that. And we're about to have SmackDown tomorrow. Oh, yeah, because it's Thursday now. So yes. Is this a Survivor Series story starter? You like my alliteration there?
I think so.
You like hold on. Before you like my alliteration there?
Survivor Series I heard what you did there. Yeah, no, I heard what you did there, but I wanted to make sure.
But go ahead.
I wanted to make sure I got the idea out. But yeah, no, I think it naturally gives you a reason to have it, right? Because you currently have the two GMs who are kind of jockeying with each other, not in a real way yet, but they're both doing stuff to each other. And so I think it naturally will set up, all right, let's get two teams together. May the best team win.
Right. Now, you know what would be an awesome moment?
Shoot.
If these two had very minor physicality. Because I'm sure they can still go, but just something where there's a quick conflict. Like maybe Aldis went over the top and pushes Pierce. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just something like that. Not anything where it's like, oh, Aldis threw a punch or Aldis hit a DDT or some nonsense like that. No, I'm not talking like that. But something where maybe it's like Aldis has his 5 in the ring on Raw and Pierce has his 5 in the ring and they're just going back and forth promoing each other. And then just a little bit of physicality sparks the 10 men in there to do something wild. You know what I mean? Yeah. That like go home show rumble. You know what I mean? That just something I just thought of right now. What I mean, why not, right? Just a little bit, nothing crazy, nothing like, oh, Magnus hits his finish from 10 years ago or nothing like that. Just some real life, maybe a mush, a push, a nudge, something where there's going to be conflict. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, anything else you want to add with these two? I mean, I can't wait to see what happens next. It's early. So I'm intrigued by the story and I hope we really get a good Survivor Series out of it. Now you said something about a War Games out of this Survivor Series, right?
I said, I wonder if they would set up something like a War Games,
You think there's enough time? When is Survivor Series? Do you know?
Oh, no, because I've seen that. I'm sorry. I've seen that with the Fickle Mitchers. I've seen a bunch of people on a thread talking about it. They were all going back and forth and fantasy booking themselves a War Game situation out of this.
So it's my birthday week. It's that Saturday, the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Oh, is it going to be only NXT War Games?
I don't know.
Because remember, I thought Triple H said that he was going to bring the War Games. They weren't going to do them anymore just to do them.
Yeah, he wasn't going to do it every year, he said. If the story calls for it, is what he said.
Yeah.
Because I think at the end of the War Games pay-per-view Survivor Series last year, somebody asked, is it going to be a recurring thing? Like we're going to get War Games every year. And he said, no, it's only if the story calls for it.
So
we will do war games. But
I've read. That's what I was telling you before. I was like, that's what I read in the basement, that they were talking about. Yo, Lowe's, could this be a pitch for the war games?
I
Could we
hope
get
not.
Roman? That's what I said. I said I don't want to
Yeah.
see a Roman
I-
a
if
war games match.
if there's any of a repeat that I want, give me the repeat that made Becky Lynch when the Raw superstars were invading SmackDown and vice versa, and it looked like it was straight beef on site. I don't know if you were watching at that time or you were lapsed. This was probably like 18, 17, 16, where one brand will just show up invasion style and just start effing S up. Okay. Like just beating people up in the back. There'll be a match going on, and then it would go to the Tron, and you would just see a bunch of dudes in blue shirts beating up a bunch of guys in red shirts. Bloods and Crips gang warfare.
Yeah.
That's the feeling it gave you. And that's how Nia accidentally broke Becky's nose and made the man. All of that happened in those kind of segments. They were setting up for Survivor Series. So it's like, give me that stuff back. We might not get that exactly, because that was very unique and it was cool. So to try and force that repeat right now would be a force, but you never know. So I will take that kind of repeat though. Don't give me war games for the sake of war games.
Sure.
Give me war games because it matters. Because war games is the end of a blood feud. Except for the WWE that catapulted Sami Zayn into the bloodline. So
yep.
Of course. But that's the traditional way. War games is the end of a blood feud. So anything else you want to add before we move on?
Nah, go ahead.
Vern boy, you ready? There comes a time where you must do one thing and one thing only, and that's cross the line. Bound for glory, Vern. We're here. We're going to be quick, brother. All right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, because you skimmed. Well, let's be honest. I feel like with our audience, we don't have to sit here and lie.
Yeah,
we sat here and watched every single minute.
No.
Hell no.
I had it on, so I will admit, I started the show and went, all right, here we go. Let's do it.
Did you?
I watched that opening match,
and
said, I was just like, this would have been a great match 2012, 2009. Okay. This would have been a great match.
So let's give a little
2023.
No,
I was not a fan. I was not a fan of freaking...
We'll get there. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to do backstory. So last year around this time, we had a proposal. We said, Vern, let's dive into Impact Wrestling. Let's go from Bound for Glory and just go to the next pay-per-view and see how it goes. It turned out we went from Bound for Glory to the next pay-per-view, and I think to the next two pay-per-views. We went about 12 weeks. Excuse me, I had a frog in my throat. Jesus, we went about 12 weeks. And we were not happy. I mean, we were rating the shows 2 out of 5, 1.5 out of 5. It was just not good. The pay-per-views helped. So we were just like, okay, we're going back to pay-per-view. Right? And then we started diving into AEW for the show to try and see exactly what. And me and you are kind of both all set with that right now, because AEW is a brain aneurysm. So here we are. We're back here, Vern. I feel like I made Impact Wrestling in WWE 2K23 in universe mode, and I hit sim to the end of the year. And yes, because this card I'm looking at right now, can I go to last year's Bound for Glory? I don't think any of these guys were in the position they were at last year's Bound for Glory. No. So, like, for example, I know the Walking Weapon also main evented, but it was Walking Weapon and Eddie Edwards in last year's main event. Remember, they went 28 minutes. Remember, we were singing praises to that match.
Yeah.
I remember
the boys went in on each other.
Remember the Death Dolls, we were killing that. To think, a year ago, Chelsea Green was in a tag team with Deonna Purrazzo on Impact as the champions at Bound for Glory. Wow. She's now the tag team champions with Piper Niven on WWE television. Good for her. Just want to point that out. Mickie James defeated Mia Yim, who's also on WWE television whenever she is. The Kingdom, AEW. Bully Ray won that call your shot, blah, blah, blah. And then we had gotten Jordan Grace and Masha Slamovich. Remember, we were like Grace, Masha, Alexander, Eddie. They delivered the whole pay-per-view. Everything else didn't matter, right? So here we are now in 2023. We simmed universe mode. Deonna Purrazzo and Masha Slamovich are on the dark match before the show starts for Bound for Glory. Why is Purrazzo in a match with Tasha Steelz? Can you explain that to me? Why is Masha and Killa Kelly have a name? MK Ultra.
Yes.
Which is literally a Mortal Kombat game, ain't it? Or was it like a mode in Mortal Kombat 3 or something? I can't even remember now at this point. You're trying to remember now, aren't you?
It's Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 out there. No, there's Street Fighter Ultra, but there's no Ultra Mortal Kombat. No. Not that I can think of. An official bootleg? Ultra Mortal Kombat? Yeah, no.
Nope. Because somebody on Reddit said, my dumb A thought that MK Ultra is a game.
Yeah.
But MK Ultra is actually about mind control. An illegal human experiment. Nope, we're not going there. Wrestling, CIA, you're not coming for us. Nope. So they're called MK Ultra. That's the last time we're going to mention them on this show until they break up. So yeah, that's what that stands for. Okay, sure. We have Chris Sabin defeating Kenta for the X Division Championship. He retained it. PCO won a Monsters Ball match against Moose, Rhino, and Steve Macklin. Steve Macklin was just the champion, wasn't he?
Yo,
he was the
weird.
He was the hold this belt till Josh Alexander gets back.
Yep.
Oh wait, here, give it to Shelly. Give it to Shelly. We want this more. I'm just gonna say this: Macklin wasn't it, was he? He beat Kushida. Macklin wasn't it.
No,
because that's the last pay-per-view I watched before I watched Bound for Glory. Whatever that one was when Macklin versus Kushida, and I thought Kushida was going over, and you're like, it's got to be Macklin, and Macklin went over. That's the last one I watched. Macklin's whole entire championship run, I didn't watch. I'm heated. He's married to Deonna Purrazzo. He makes me mad. I don't like him. I don't like the guy. I don't like him. He's married to Deonna. All right, so I don't like him. But no, I don't like him as a performer either. He's just very boring. I don't know if you agree or not, but I find Macklin very boring. Good look. He looks like a great worker, but then the bell rings, and I'm like, I'm cool on old boy.
Yeah, no, Steve Macklin is not a name that motivates me. So
right. So he was clearly not it. And what's his name? D'Amore saw it immediately. D'Amore and Dreamer were like, we got to get this belt on somebody else because this guy is not. I bet that 77,000 was dropping to like 57,000 when Macklin.
Well, they've had 57,000 some nights. They've had some scores that they don't record.
Oof. Okay, moving on. ABC, Chris Bay and Ace Austin defeated the Rascals for the Impact World Tag Team Championship. Big shake of your head. Hold on. We'll get to that. Opsreay, Mike Bailey. Opsreay defeated Mike Bailey. Jordan Grace won the intergender call your shot gauntlet by last eliminating Bully Ray. That was half an hour. Jesus.
It was. Yes, it was.
Jesus Christ. Trinity, Vern. Trinity slayed the beast, Vern.
Yep.
Trinity defeated Mickey Hogan for the Impact Knockouts World Championship.
How?
By submission. Last year, Mickey was on her career-threatening gimmick, and then she won the freaking belt. I'm still mad at it.
Yep.
Because remember how much I was putting her over? Mama Mickey. I was like, this is a great story. I can't wait till she retires. And then she won. Mickey must pose. And I've been all set with Mickey since. And then she can't until she did that punch on last episode. See, this is why 43 needs to come out. Because remember that punch with the nip?
Yeah.
When I broke it down. 43 is going to come out. Damn it. At one way or the other. Trinity defeated Mickey James by pinfall. By submission for the Impact title. And it was the pre-main event, co-main event, I think is what they called it. And lastly, Alex Shelley defeated Josh Alexander for the Impact World Championship. Vern, talk to me about Bound for Glory. Briefly, very quickly.
Just so it's not. It wasn't a horrible show.
No,
it's just a lot of the same thing. Impact Wrestling is like fast food. It's reliable if you're into it and you like fast food and you wanna watch a match where guys are gonna go for some flips, some dives, do some choreography for you. You're there. You got it. Want to watch the ladies fight the guys in the 50-50 where they're going back and forth at
Impact will
100
give it
miles
to
an
you.
hour against each other?
Impact will give it to you.
Impact will give it to you. You want to watch a guy die in the ring? Impact will give it to you. You want to watch a guy get power bombed on cinder blocks outside the ring like it's CZW? This is the place that'll give it to you. So,
Yeah. So you said that really quick. I'm just gonna say this, and I was actually shocked. I like the tag team title match. As much as it was flippy do nonsense, I took the analyst away from me and I just watched. Do I remember anything from that match, Vern?
But you liked
What am I doing? What am I doing?
But you liked it. How? How is that possible?
Because what they did in the match was cool for the moment. I said, damn, that was awesome. Damn, that was awesome. Don't ask me what I thought was awesome, because I don't remember a thing. I don't remember a thing because it wasn't about the moments. They're just out there pressing X and square, L1, R1, circle. They're just hitting moves.
Correct.
But do I remember stuff from Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Finn and Damian? Yes. Do I remember Kevin Owens bleeding profusely from his face when they threw on the hockey jerseys and started a hockey fight? Yes. Do I remember the finish? Yes. I remember all the stuff that mattered in that match because they gave us moments. And there's the difference. But I liked what I saw between ABC and Wentz and Miguel. It was cool. It was cool. I forgot how they went over but the finish was cool. But I don't remember. That's the problem. I don't remember it at all. If I went back and watched it, okay. But PCO, Moose, Rhino, and Steve Macklin, bro. Why is that a match at WrestleMania?
You have to get those people on the card.
This is WrestleMania for them.
I know, but you have to get them on the card.
Burn. Come on, man. PCO, Moose, Rhino, Steve Macklin.
PCO's been a huge get for them. They've really been promoting the heck out of him.
Say that sentence again.
PCO has been a big get for Impact. They've been promoting the heck out of him.
When you say something is a big get, that means they benefited from
getting this person. In their eyes, they view him like a big get. You know?
Pierre Carl-Ouellet. All right. Pierre Carl-Ouellet's should not be wrestling at this time, okay? Pierre Carl-Ouellet's gimmicks were over when Sean and them blackballed the hell out of that pirate gimmick in the 90s. It should have been done there, okay? Let's be honest. He was a Mountie, and then he was a pirate. Forget him. Now he has to die out there to get a reaction. He has moments I don't want to remember, Vern.
Yeah,
in comparison,
he has become like a life stunt man.
It's not Mick Foley, because at least when Mick Foley was a stunt man, he was trying to tell you a story. PCO is just throwing his body everywhere. So what's going to happen? PCO is going to throw himself on something and he's not going to get up? Is that when it's over? Come on, man. I'm all set. I'm all set watching PCO matches. And I hate it because Shay loves PCO. And I feel like he does it to rub it in my face, just like Roderick Strong. Like, get out of here, bro. I don't want to hear it, dude. Wait, what's this? Impact Wrestling status? Something you need me to look at? You sent me something. Should I click it? You sent it 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it a video? Hold on now. Hold on, everybody. Why you send me stuff with? Should I play it? You think Impact's not coming for us, man? If anything, we're giving them more viewers. Impact's not coming for us, man. All right, what am I looking at here, Vern? It says Mickie James. Is the queen
of Mind Games.
Of Mind Games. Okay, here we go. Audio. Let's go for the audio.
Let's not do the audio. Yeah,
I'm about to say I don't feel like editing this in later, so let's just play it here. All right, we're watching. She's got a whole bunch of booty in her face, kicked away. That's the old Naomi gimmick. She's still shaking her butt. Oh, wait a second. Whoa. Slow down.
Look
Hold
at Mama
on.
Mickey's outfit, by the way. Just can
First
we
of
just
all,
talk about what is she like? This whole vibe she had when she came out, I was like, what is happening right now?
hardcore country. Where's my blue jeans?
No,
She
sir.
Why is she out here with the booty out like that? She never had the booty out like that.
She will not be showing up.
How? Okay, just to explain to
Hogan
the
must
people
pose.
for the audio listener, I have to explain what we just saw after I started saying whoa, because I wasn't expecting that. Trinity, Naomi, she always had this gimmick where she would get her feet onto your shoulders and draw you into her butt. In all actuality, Vern, how does that hurt the opponent?
Very silly spot. Doesn't make
It's
sense.
a silly spot, but it accentuates her biggest asset. Okay, let's call it that. I don't want to make it sound not misogynistic, chauvinistic. Physically, her biggest asset physically, visually. There we go. That's what I want to use. Visually, which is her bottom. So after she does it, she shakes her butt in the face. I love how I'm doing like slow-mo for the video guys. If you're on the audio, pause it right here. Go to YouTube. You have to see this. She kicks her away. Trinity looks back at it as she's shaking it, and she's trying to goad her in. Mickey then gestures the cunnilingus pose that has been around forever, which is the two fingers spread wide and the tongue in between. So Mickey's saying, I like that ish, right? Is that what we're getting to?
She's the master of mind games.
I mean, look at that. Nick Aldis would be proud. Nick Aldis would be proud, Vern. Look at this slow-mo work here. Vern.
No
what
thanks.
is going on right now? Why are they blocking me from going? What is going on here?
So I had to send it to you because I was like, you'll never believe what she did for a pop.
See, because I don't think I watched this match. I don't think I got to this.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say a pop? Hold on a second. I'm going to take it away from us because you said a pop. I want to hear it in the audio, so bear with me for a second. Pop. There's going to be 18 seconds of silence.
Check it.
You call that a pop, sir? I heard. Is that a pop? There was one woman that went, oh!
In the world of Impact, that's edgy.
Mama Mickey, ladies and gentlemen.
Gotta make a buck, brother. Gotta make a buck. Gotta make a buck, brother.
I think I like her again after that gesture. All right. Alex Shelley, Josh Alexander. You got anything to say about that before you keep it moving? Oh, we got to do the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, and then we're out of here. We have to do Osprey and Bailey too.
Osprey and Bailey, I could say quick. It was what you expected. It was a banger. It was.
I liked it.
A video game, nonsensical. We're just gonna do move, and end on big moves.
Big moves, yeah. At the end,
it was exactly what I expected it to be. Yeah. Was it my? Will I remember the match? No. Will I go back and watch it again? Probably not.
Did it remind you of a PWG match?
Yeah.
Like they did that in front of the crowd in Reseda. Yeah, that's what it felt like.
It was just big move, no logic, no storytelling. Let's just do big moves.
Can I say something real quick?
Shoot.
That match and the match before it felt like PWG matches. I think that's why I enjoyed watching it. Because PWG,
I just the tag match made me roll my eyes in the back of my head.
You're not a fan of Wish App Ricochet. Neither am I. Zachary Wentz is okay, and ABC I've never been a fan of either. So
when's that homie going to get brought back to NXT? Zachary Wentz, does he ever? They ever forgive him at NXT?
I don't think so. Even though it was just Kimberly being petty and spiteful.
Facts.
It sucks.
That's rough, man.
You can't come back from that Hitler picture, can you? I don't think you can.
I don't know.
Because you're messing with Semitic stuff, and you don't mess with that.
I hear you.
That's one place you don't go, bro. You don't mess with the Beehive, and you don't mess with the Jewish folk. You don't do that, okay? The Beehive on Twitter and the Jewish folks in reality are the two biggest fan bases and crowds you don't want to mess with. All right. You saw what happened to Kyrie Irving when he posted a movie that had some anti-Semitic, I guess, speech about it. They wanted him kicked out of basketball.
Yeah, someone inferred some anti-Semitic talk, and
And he was like, I'm not promoting. I said it's a good movie. I thought it was a good movie. Well, if that was in it and you liked it, then you're anti-Semitic, huh? What? Whoa! Don't do it. Don't do it. But let's get away from that again. We scooped it away from MK Ultra. Let's scoot away from that as well. Jordan Grace beat Bully Ray. Call your shot, Gauntlet.
This match, okay, this was like the worst Rumble. This was like Fever Dream Rumble.
Did you not like Giselle Shaw's spots in it?
So this was a Rumble where they kept trying to, like, every person that came in was like, oh my God. And I was like, why are we relax?
Can I ask you a question?
Shoot.
When did Jake something get signed?
Who?
No, say it the right way.
Who?
Thank you, sir. I was waiting for you. What are you doing? Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. Jake something. Eddie Edwards, Kenny King, Hoovy Juice, Johnny Swinger, Giselle Shaw, Jody Threat, Kylan King, the debuting Sonny Kiss, Bully Ray, Matt Cardona, Jordan Grace, Eric Young, Joe Hendry, my guy, Brian Myers, Heath, Frankie Kazarian, Rich Swann, Jonathan Gresham. I don't even remember seeing Jonathan Gresham in that match. I don't remember seeing Jonathan Gresham in that match. And Dirty Dango. That's hilarious. I don't remember seeing him at all. Yeah, not at all. Brian Myers and Cardona, the major players, did most of the eliminating.
Mm-hmm.
Myers had 6. Cardona had 5. They did most of the eliminating. Then they did 3 together. So, yeah. What do you think? What do you think about that altogether? Finish all that.
Like I said, it was a Fever Dream Rumble. They had all these surprises that made me go.
It was a nightmare. You popped for Sonny Kiss. Stop lying.
Juventud Guerrero? What? Like,
you didn't like Hoovy Juice?
No.
Hoovy Juice is gonna do some indie shots out here. That's why he's out here. Come on, bro.
So I get what they were going for.
Papi Guapo. Papi Guapo's picking him up at the airport. Sorry, go ahead.
I get what they were going for, but it just, like, I don't know. Every time I want to like Impact, I want to be like, oh, it was a great show, whatever. But I'm always just like, I'm just not the audience this is for. I'm not the wrestling fan that they're trying to reach. Like, I get the message. I get the type of wrestling that gets over here. Like, they don't mind being tongue in cheek. They don't mind being like, oh, women and men, they wrestle at 100% equal. I don't mind all that. But
there's because remember, different flavors, comic books.
I know, but Juventud Guerrera, it's just like,
why?
I'm gonna go, oh, it's the juice, but okay, so it's the juice. So
yeah.
what?
I think Impact's main problem is their roster. With AEW opening and them signing everybody, it hurt Impact.
Yeah.
It hurt like people like Impact and in the beginning Ring of Honor dearly, because now they're going to a company where they're going to make more money. So I just think in the end, Impact got hit the worst because of that. I mean, Ring of Honor shut down in the pandemic.
Though remember, Impact is currently working with OVW, so now we're getting a lot of OVW crossover.
When's Hollywood Haley J coming in?
She was just on Impact.
I was kidding. Oh my God. I still gotta watch that Netflix show. I haven't even watched it yet.
Oh, come on. Man.
I'm gonna binge it. And then we're gonna talk about it.
Come on, ref. Get in there.
All right. Okay, let me ask you a question here. Jordan Grace won the match, picked up the trophy, and said she's going to challenge for the championship at Hard to Kill, which is the next pay-per-view. Do you think they missed an opportunity, since we were talking about it, to have her compete for the top title?
Yes.
I think they've done, granted, the girl is blackballed from wrestling, pretty much. They had Tessa Blanchard be Impact World Champion. If there's anybody who's more believable than Tessa Blanchard, it's Jordan Grace. You know what I mean? I mean, granted, she's short, but she's bulky. And I believe Jordan Grace hitting somebody over Tessa Blanchard hitting somebody.
Yeah.
A man, I should say. You know what I mean? In the gender roles. So I thought she was going to go out there. I sat here and I was watching. I said, man, I really hope she says she's going for the Impact title, the world title. Then she says she's going to challenge for the knockouts. And I'm like, okay, that was expected. I was hoping something unexpected would happen, but it's Impact. So, yeah, Alex Shelley, Josh Alexander, what say you, sir?
It was exactly what you thought it would be. It wasn't bad. It was a solid, but here's a problem with these kind of bangers. It's just at this point, like bangers like this, I'm just like, they don't enthuse me. I just go, oh wow, that was really good.
Again, I'm here in universe mode. I'm in universe mode, simmed, and I'm trying to figure out why my tag team got split up and they're my individual champions now.
Because they're stronger. They're stronger being able to fill those 2 spots on the card than they are being a tag team, having the belts when you need someone at the X division.
Are they that pressed for talent? Come on.
Who's an X division guy to carry the belt?
Stop. Hold on. Come on, bro. Stop.
Watch it, guy.
Huh?
You don't watch it like that. I'm telling you, there's no one to carry the X division belt.
I'm just going to go to the roster. Watch. Oh, God. Tommy Dreamer's the digital champion. Hey, Killer Kelly. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. That was a good picture. Sorry. Mine went in the gutter real quick. X division. Echo. Oh, Jesus. Bro, who is Champagne Singh? What is happening? Vern, I am at D, and wow. Okay, you got it, bro. You got it. I can't. Wow. This roster sucks, Vern.
I don't know who they are.
This roster's but don't get me wrong, there's some good people on this roster. But there's a lot of names. I'm just
TV quality roster.
These are a lot of guys that should be tops in their indie promotion.
See, shout out to Shira. Shira's getting love now. I'm happy Shira's getting love from OVW.
Does he still do this? That's what he used to do when he came out.
Oh,
like
no,
who?
I don't know.
There goes Macklin, bro. Where are these guys?
I don't
Where's
know.
Mandrews and what's his name? The other one that's bulky, Flash Morgan Webster. You don't know who Subculture is? Both of these guys were at 205 Live. Bro.
Yeah, no.
Vern, this has to be a pretty poor selection or collection of professional wrestlers. This roster sucks. I look at this roster and I don't go, where is he? Here's my champion, bro. He's the only guy. I'm not putting the belt on him. And of him, I mean, when I say he's the guy, I'm saying Josh Alexander for the audio listener.
Yeah.
I'm not letting Jonathan Gresham sniff it. Especially after the poop he pulled at AEW. I almost let it fly. Kenny King, I've already told you how I feel about Kenny King now. Khan, stop it. Quit wrestling. Leo Rush, I'm cool. Kushida, where's he? Is he hurt? Why is he not on this card?
Probably has obligations to Japan. He has to for his probably visa.
Bro, Sticky Mickey. Moose, I love Moose. I've always loved Moose.
Mike Bailey.
Keep it going. Rich Swann. Rich Swann's a lost cause now, bro. This girl has been a heater. This girl has been a heater for 2 different people. When is she going to get her shot? And I'm talking about Savannah Evans. She's literally been a heater for, I think, 3 years for 2 different people. When is it going to be time, bro? If this was the E, she's gone, bro. Year 1.
Bro,
she's gone.
She's not ready. She's need more training.
She's not ready. She's got to go back. Hey, go back to the Indies. Go cut your teeth. We'll be in touch. That's exactly what I told her 2 years ago. But here she is still being a heater for people. Bro, I'm sorry. I take back what I was trying to combat with you saying, bro. This roster sucks. So I see why that's the card. All right. One last thing I wanted to mention before we move on. At the end of the show, Vern, I love how you get so annoyed. You're like, oh, God, why do we have to talk about this? Impact Wrestling is no more, Vern. total nonstop action is back. Impact is now TNA Wrestling. Are we gonna get the voice back, Vern?
I
Is
wish.
I was gonna say something.
I
Real
can
wrong.
only wish.
I was about to say something real wrong. I was gonna say, are we gonna get Don West? I'm sorry, R.I.P. Don West, bro. Can we get Mike Tenay?
He got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Bro, bring Tenay back, bro. I love the professor, the real professor. Shots fired. Shots fired. All right, let me read this little article real quick and then give me your take and we out of here. Scott D'Amore on Impact going back to its TNA name. This was first formulated early in 2023. So you were going to say something about this off air.
No.
Tell me what you think before I read this. Why is what you were saying. Why are we doing this is what you were saying, right? You remember that?
Yeah,
about 2.5 hours ago.
Yes, the only legitimate reason I can come up with that they did this is that TNA as a crowd participation, crowd chant is in trend, and Impact doesn't really do
Impact
it.
doesn't work. Impact doesn't work.
But
if
t-shirt
you want
sales, branding wise, TNA comes, it just rolls off the tongue. So that's the outside of that, I can't think of a valid reason why this makes sense.
Before I read this article,
shoot,
think about why that company was named that. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is it the fact that TNA
Jerry Jarrett.
Impact? Huh?
No. That it went from TNA
to Impact. Whose fault is it?
It was Dixie, no?
Terry and Eric.
Oh.
Think about it.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah,
TNH.
Yeah. I forgot.
They said you can't sell TNA because sponsors think TNA. They think boobs and bottoms, right?
Yep.
That's what they think. So we had to switch it up for marketing reasons, which is why.
I forgot.
Then once we got the Impact,
said that. Yeah, I just remembered.
Remember when they changed the Impact? All of a sudden, people wanted their names all over their aprons and all over their rings. That's why we got the direct insurance sponsor deal. You know what I mean? That's why we got all that other nonsense because nobody wanted to sponsor TNA, but will sponsor Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
So does TNA not care about sponsors no more? Because they got Anthem. Anthem is their money guy.
Yeah, I just don't think that I don't think I think now TNA doesn't is the heater of a comment that it was back then.
Yeah, TNA. So TNA started 2003, 20 years ago almost.
02, 03.
Golly. Around that time. And I'm gonna read this article once we're done. But yeah, at that time, if me and you said TNA, we knew what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a child wouldn't say that. A child, as in like my cousin who's 19,
yeah,
he wouldn't say TNA. If I told him, "Yo, what's TNA?" when you hear TNA, he'd probably be like, "Isn't that wrestling?"
Yeah,
he probably would say, "Isn't that wrestling?"
Or they'd ask, like, "Is that some kind of acronym for something?" Like,
right?
What does that mean?
Is that like LOL or something? Yeah, they wouldn't know what it is. So I think that does make sense, Vern. You make a valid point there because TNA doesn't mean the same that it did in 2000. Just like what was Trish's one? They were TNA.
Yeah, TNA,
Test and Albert, but it was a play on words from Vince Russo for boobs and bottoms.
Yep.
Sorry, let me read this article. Scott D'Amore's article written by a guy named Joey G on Wrestling Headlines. What a great journalist name. On October 24th. Scott D'Amore opens up about Impact Wrestling transitioning back to its TNA roots. He's an EVP. Come on.
Yeah, man. He's been with the company for a minute now.
The EVP announced at this past weekend's Bound for Glory that starting in 2024, the promotion will be known as TNA once again. This will start at the January 13th Hard to Kill pay-per-view from the Palms in Las Vegas. Ooh, Vern, we're watching, right? We have to.
We, of course.
We're watching the shows, and then we're watching the build-up, and then we're getting to January. Dude, oh my God, that's 12 weeks of wrestling. It's October. The pay-per-view's in January. Oh my God. 12 weeks of episodic television. I can't take it already. Okay. I'm sorry. During a press pass media call, D'Amore revealed that this has been under wraps since early 2023 and is very happy that the news didn't leak to the media prior to that. Scott, nobody's leaking your news, bro. Nobody's leaking your news, dog.
I'm going to leave the secret file here on my desk. If anyone were to take a picture of it, You would ruin my surprises, so don't you scamps touch this.
Oh my God. Who's leaking TNA stuff, bro?
Yeah.
Stop. This is what he said. This was first formulated in 2023. The circle kept expanding as the year went on about who was inside that circle and in the know. I remember having this conversation earlier in the year and saying it's a miracle if we see spring without this getting out. The fact that it was kept under wraps until that night to me is truly special. It's a testament to the individuals we have in this company, on camera and behind the scenes. It meant a lot to everybody to create that special moment. Stop. Vern, was that moment special to you? I'm talking into your microphone now. Was that moment special to you?
I will tell you, when it happened, I just went, why?
I went, what?
Why?
I said,
doing?
You went, why? I went, what? I was like, okay. I said, okay. It wasn't like, oh, TNA's back. You know what I mean?
It's just, why?
You know what it feels like? I think he thinks it's almost like he got the F back in WWF. Like, bro, slow down, bro. Stop. Stop, bro. You went back to TNA, all right? You went back to TNA. Cool. It's a nostalgia feel, but your roster, this is probably the best people in your roster on this line right here, minus Jordan Grace not being on there, right? We got Shelly, Sabin, Moose, Trinity, Alexander. Take away Macklin. Give me Grace. Take away Trey Miguel. Give me anybody else.
Yeah, what it says, you got fake Ricochet in there.
Yeah, get rid of Wish that Ricochet. Who else is there though, right? That roster, I don't know how we're gonna do this for 12 weeks. We got to see all those people for 2 hours and for 12 weeks, and then we're gonna get to a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
This is gonna be tough, bro. I was optimistic when we did it last year. This year, I'm like, ooh.
I told you, man. It's just it's not bad. It's not bad shows. It's just they're very uninteresting sometimes.
They're boring. You say uninteresting. They're boring. Why? Because that roster sucks. Wrestling pulls you in with characters, especially American wrestling. They pull you in with characters, right? Those characters suck. All of them. Not all of them. Let me not say that. Not all of them. There's some of them I can appreciate, like a Josh Alexander. Like I said, there's a few. Not a lot. All right, let me finish this article. According to Demore, not only will Impact be going back to TNA, but the company has a new design of belts that will be revealed soon. I don't even feel like reading this part right here now, because this is me blind reading.
Because now it's turning into like a little sell you the change stuff.
Yeah, we have all new championship belts. I'm not even gonna give it the journalist voice. We have all new championship belts. I know people have talked about returning to this design or that design. There are some amazing designs. The belts will continue to evolve and change, but we felt it's important. We're TNA Wrestling, but we're still moving forward. We have all new championship belts with all those revealed lead up to Hard to Kill. One thing to address is all the current Impact champions in that lineage will continue. We're not crowning new champions. Fans will be excited to see new belts. We wanted to so you just gave Impact a makeover, Vern.
WCW 2000 without having to have the everybody turn in the titles, because we're going to have matches tonight to determine new champions. Yep, pretty much.
Would you have rather just sprung it on the people January 13th as opposed to announcing it now and then not doing anything till January?
No, because again, I get it in a sense of like, it's not like anyone's watching anyway, so why save it? I'm not even trying to be rude. Like, why save it?
Funny, but here's my logic as to why I'm saying this. Vern, here's back to donuts. Here's a Krispy Kreme donut. Looks good. The ready sign, it just came off the ready sign. This is Krispy Kreme donut. Do you want it?
Sure.
No, you got to wait 3 months. You can't have this Krispy Kreme donut now. It's mine. I'm going to hold it for you in 3 months. What's going to happen to this Krispy Kreme donut in 3 months? It's going to go
stale.
And that's what's going to happen about this idea of going back to TNA. By the time January 13th hits, nobody's going to care. It's going to be whatever. We're going to get there. We're finally going to get there. We're going to be ecstatic at the fact that we made it to the end of the road at Hard to Kill, and it's going to be TNA Hard to Kill, right? That's when it's going to happen. I felt like if you make this announcement Thursday, today, TNA Impact would have been a lot bigger than just going, Oh, you got to wait till January. I don't know. I feel like you should have made it a surprise then. When the cameras came on at the pay-per-view, or before the cameras came on, you played that little vignette you had play at the end of the pay-per-view. This is TNA wrestling, and then you bring the crowd in. TNA, TNA, TNA. I feel like that would have gotten a bigger reaction over what we just saw. That's all I'm saying. You feel me, Vern? You're muted.
Can't disagree with you.
Okay, let's say you're muted. You're good now, though.
Nah, because it's because again, I'm not trying to be rude either, but it's just like,
who cares? Who
doesn't
cares?
matter.
I feel like he tried to make a big splash
now that it's just like.
I feel like he tried to make a big splash, and it was like dropping a penny in the fountain. Whatever. All right, moving on. We're at the main event, Vern. We're here, 2.5 in. We want to book? Are we booking this card, or do we have enough to book the card? I think we do, to be honest, because WWE pay-per-view nowadays are 5 to 6 matches.
Yeah.
So there's 5 right now. There might be one more, right? Because this pay-per-view is in about a week, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I think we're gonna get 1 or 2 more matches, and then we'll be set for this card. So I don't know if you want to book it or you just want to. What do you want to do?
No, let's talk about what we got so far, and let's wrap it up then.
All right, that's fine. All right, so Crown
because
Jewel.
we still got 2 weeks left, so figure, let's see what they show us.
Yeah, we got this, and then we got go home shows, and then it's the pay-per-view. Okay. Hold on, I'm just reading something. Oh, okay. All right, so Crown Jewel will be on November 4th, 2023 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, at the Mohammed Abdu Arena. It is a 22,000 multi-purpose seat arena, in case you're wondering. It's not like the Kim Jong-il Stadium in Pyongyang, Korea, which seats 150,000. Getting my laps fan. Oh, yo, shout out to them. Collision in Korea was such a fun listen so far. Fight ting. That's my thing right there. Every time he says the bell reminds him of the Nintendo WCW game. Every time he hears the bell at Collision in Korea, and he goes, fight ting at every beginning of the match. All right. So for this show, we have 5 matches so far. And 4 are championship matches. For the first one, we got Cody Rhodes going up against Damian Priest. Oh, let me get the card up. What am I doing? Boom. Peep the card, Vern. Not the card, the poster. I like it.
Oh, very cool.
I like it. It's giving Avengers. It's giving Avengers poster again, but it's not 38 people on it.
It's giving money vibes.
Everybody that's on there is a star, right? Roman, Cody, Seth, John, Rhea, LA Knight. I love to see it. Logan Paul and Bianca Belair. The fact that LA Knight, could you imagine LA Knight being being in this part of the card so far? We're gonna get to him in a second, but could you imagine that?
No, I couldn't.
2 years ago, a year ago, 6 months ago.
Who knew, bro?
Right? We'll get to him in a second. We got Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship. Rhea Ripley. We'll talk about that in a second too. Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Raquel Rodriguez in a fatal 5-way for the Women's World Championship. And we've got Seth freaking Rollins going up against Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then we know who the main event is. Roman Reigns versus LA Knight for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. So talk to me, Vern. Let's just go back to Roman and LA Knight since we were talking about it. Could you imagine how meteoric this man's rise has been?
It's sweet. It's honestly, it's awesome to see that. And all sarcasm aside, one of the good guys got it. One of the guys who truly clawed and scratched his way to the dance made it to the dance.
It took him, and it's funny, to never give up on your dreams. Sean Ricker is 40 years old. He turns 41 in a few days. Before the pay-per-view, he'll be 41 years old, taking on 38-year-old Roman Reigns. Just think of that. The main event, 2 guys pushing 40. when 40 used to be old in the 90s.
Yeah.
2 guys pushing 40 in the main event. LA Knight is 41 years old and he's finally getting his rub. It's like the DDP effect all over again.
Yeah.
I love it. And I like I said, I'll sing with Eli Drake's praises till the day I die. The man deserves it. You know what I mean? He's always been a character. And I'm just like, he just needs that dust. Sprinkle a little bit of that dust. And we'll get there. And here he is. I thought it was going to be Max Dupree. This guy is main eventing with Roman Reigns for the top title of a TKO company that's on the flywheel.
Yeah, man.
On the flywheel.
Yo, rocket strapped to his back. Let's go.
I love it. I love it. Question for you. Vince's E, does he get that rub?
We all saw what Vince thought of him. So
yeah, he was Max Dupree. Yeah. Yep. So it's crazy. Isn't that nuts? All 100%. It takes is the right set of eyes to see something in you, right? That's life in all honesty. Are you waving the pencil?
Nope. The most powerful weapon. Remember what Raven always said?
The pencil. Is the pencil.
Powerful weapon in pro wrestling is the pencil because it takes just an eraser.
Yep.
And you're nobody again.
All it takes is a convincing to be like, I don't know about him. And that's it. That's it. I'm going to tell a story. We're 2 hours and 40 minutes into it. I feel like nobody who can hear this would hear this story. So I'm going to tell it.
Okay.
I'm going to say that Shay and I directly got a performer unbooked at shows.
Okay.
I'll tell you, I'll type the name in the private chat.
Okay.
I don't think anybody will figure it out.
Okay.
So you can see who. Okay.
Okay.
All I'll say is this, and if anybody knows how I know this, how this person knows them, if they know this person, I'm sorry, then this is how they'll know. My wife went to high school with this guy. Okay. So this is how my wife knew him, and I got introduced to him later on, so I could start doing trainings in places and all that. So he was starting to train and all that. So once we became established at this promotion, we were tag team champions, or we were always in the tag team title hunt. This kid came back in after going through some rough patches in life. Okay. So what do we say about pro wrestlers? A lot of pro wrestlers are narcissists, right? This pro wrestler, extreme narcissist. Every conversation he can have is about himself.
Oh.
If I'm having a conversation with you and we're talking about something, he's Mr. One-Upper. Okay?
Yep.
I don't know if you remember that locker room I told you the name of. It was when we used to be at the Big Elks Lodge, where one side was the show and the other side, you either changed in the kitchen or we got the other ballroom, which I love that locker room.
Yes,
so we started getting the ballroom like crazy, right? So Shay and I and the cool people and BRG, we used to click up in the farthest corner of the room to submit, because we want to observe everybody. Our backs to the wall, brothers. That's it. You know what I mean? So we would hit the corner of the room. This guy would come in, look around, see us in the corner, invite himself over there. Ain't nobody tell him to come over to us. Okay, whatever. What's he doing? Yep. I, me. So, Vern, here's the tipping point with this. Because Shay was getting annoyed. Okay? It takes a lot to annoy Shay. All right? You know that. Shay is the most easygoing guy I know. It takes a lot to annoy Shay. Shay was starting to get annoyed at homeboy. Okay? So we were in a 6-man tag. He wound up being the second-tier champion. So this is where if people are starting to figure, if they're listening, they start to figure out who I'm talking about, it might start to pinpoint here. We're champions at the time. No, we're not champions at the time. The guys were working in this match. They took the belts from us. They beat us. So we're in a 6-man against the current champions and another one of their group members. And it's us two and said worker. Okay. Yep. We're calling the match. Smallest guy in the match. This champion. I go, I'm not taking the heat. I look at Shay. Shay looks at him. And I'm like, I don't think Shay should take the heat. Because on the ride there, me and Shay were like, this kid's taking the heat tonight. Shay, you're getting the hot tag. I'm taking the night off. Instead of me going running through the hot tag, bump me off the apron. Let Shay get his shine because Shay's always taking the heat every match. I said, Shay, you're getting the hot tag this match. I looked at this guy said, well, being that I'm the champion, I don't think I should even take the heat. Vern, from right there, I was done with old boy.
All set. I'm all set.
I said, because you got a trophy, you got
prop?
You got a
hit
prop,
with the Al Snow.
You got a prop, and you think you're the man now? I'm all set with you. Did the match. He took the heat. I'm gonna duck it. They beat his Vern. Okay, I will duck this. I had to say it that way. They beat the life out of him, and me and Shay are in the corner giggling like two schoolgirls. They have this spot where they drop down off the apron. They drape you over the rope, bottom rope like a 619. They go apron, floor, apron, drop kick. Okay? So think about it. Apron to the floor. It's a low boy. Pop up on the apron. They sit out, nip drop kicks. This kid didn't cover up. He just ate it. Vern, I turned to the corner. I said, Shay, did you see that? He's like, yep, I saw that. And I'm like, that's exactly what we wanted. Oh my God, I think I missed my duck. I know it's somewhere around here. It's like 2:44, right? So I just had to tell that story. So at the end, match is over. Pull the promoter over. I said, I don't ever do this because I usually don't care. But if he continues to have this kind of ego that he has right now because he thinks he's a champion and he doesn't have to take heat, you're my favorite promoter. I don't want him to put you in a position where he's going to put a stranglehold and you have to force yourself to write something. Because this promoter was Vince. He's like, he wrote up until the show started. I know you remember that promoter. He always did. They used to go back, him and his boys, and they'd be like, all right, we got to put the rest of the card to see who's here. So I didn't want him to be put in a position because this narcissist thinks, well, I'm a champion. I don't have to do these things that I have to do. Like, no, bro. You're no equal. You're no higher than anyone else, especially when the champion he was the secondary champion. You weren't even the top guy. If you were the top guy, totally understandable. Sure, Shay, we'll keep it normal. Shay, take the heat because you're the champion. Okay? But I think whoever was the champion at the time would have had no problem taking the heat. So I just had to give you that story because I was just like, yeah, screw that guy after that. And the pencil's powerful. Bro. And after that, the pencil took our words, dropped the title off of him a month later, worked Shay in a program when Shay went solo. So damn, this is definitely giving it away. Shay beat the out of him. Done. I don't think I've seen him since.
Sounds rough, my boy.
Yeah, we PCO'd him. Should I be laughing about that? All right, are we done? Are we done? Are we ending the show with that?
Let's just we should just end right there.
Let's wrap it up, man. We talked about everything.
We can't top that. We can't top a real life story.
I can't wait to see the Fatal 5-Way. Wave the pencil, Vern. I can't wait to see the Fatal 5-Way. Can't wait to see the girls beat the crap out of each other.
Right, that's the first time I was just like, yo, you know what? You're right. We can't top that. That is it. Let's end right there because
pencils waving.
You just shot the finish on us, and you know what? Hit the schoolboy. Let's go home because you win.
Whoa, brother,
you win, brother.
You rolling me up from behind, brother?
You just did, and you win.
Hey, that's why I said this late in the show. I can get a story like that. Oh, nobody's listening to us.
Exactly. We're done. We're done here. We can't top that.
If I get a message from said person, it was you. It was me, Austin. It was all me all along. Yeah, we definitely clicked it there. Does that make us heels? Yo, he deserved it. I ain't gonna hold you. He deserved it.
Listen, it's your boy Vernon Somoza. It's been fun, y'all.
It's time to wrap this thing on up. All right, give me tune the guitar. Pencils waving, the music's playing. It's time for your boys to get on up out of here and blackball another worker.
Yo.
For my man, Vernon Somoza. You're gonna be at my tip by the time you get there. Oh, you froze. Here we go. Tip me. Ow. I am Frank Champion. I am me. I am a heel American. He is him. I am a heel American. Say peace, man.
Peace, Bird.
And we're out of here. We're out of here. Oh my.